What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege enthusiasts, to the ESA Cup. Brace yourselves for some riveting display of Rainbow Six prowess as teams from across the globes vie for supremacy here. Not elimination matches yet, but on their way to do it. I am the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, my partner co-host today, Mr. Bose. What's happening, Bose?
Good evening. I'm actually doing well. I'm very excited for these matches. I mean, yeah, I've been here surprisingly on forecast yesterday as I did stand in for Rednecks. We had a bit of issues, so I did get already a bit of a glimpse of those round three matches yesterday. But for today, I'm very excited because, of course, these are the mid matches of the third round of the Swiss stage. So basically, 6 teams who are participating today, and of which 3 will go to those promotion matches of 2-1, and where the other 3 will actually drop down to the lower matches, the elimination matches of 1-2. 1-2. That's correct. Yeah. So some very important matches. Like no one promoting yet or no one dropping out yet today. That's tomorrow and Thursday. Then we actually have 2 elimination matches. But for today, they're nonetheless very important.
Yeah. The winner, the loser from here has the potential to get their butt kicked and sent on that proverbial bus ride home. And I'm excited for it. And we were talking earlier. You said these teams have faced off one time before, and it was getting close to being a barn burner. But I think it ended up ending in the scoreline 7-5. If I'm not
Yes, because
mistaken.
that's correct. Because indeed, we are starting out with Flawless Seven versus Zach Gaming. That's the first match of this evening, and these two teams actually did play against each other back in October, so 1.5 months ago, which was back like in the RSX minor. So yeah, this will be a nice rematch between these two teams. Yeah, like a nice rematch. It was a 5-7 on Cafe Dostoevsky. It's just a question of which map we will be going to today. But yeah, of course, rematch is always nice between two teams. It gives us a bit of an estimation what we can expect from these teams. But at the same time, a rematch, I mean, things can go really either way. But later, also when we take a look at the predictions from the production crew and from the community, it might give us a bit more of an understanding of what we might expect from this match. Oh, actually,
Hmm.
they're up right now. So you can see Ogon is voting for Flawless 7, and it is now cycling. Well, it's actually almost every single member of the production was shown in this visual voting for Flawless 7, but only ONX, who actually has a history of getting these kind of predictions right, voting for Zach Gaming. So that kind of promises a very interesting match between these two. But let's also take a look at the community vote, which is like still including the production members, but also includes our viewers. And there things are luckily much closer, with still Flawless 7 in a big advantage. But Zach Gaming not too far behind.
Yeah, well, I mean, both of these teams are, of course, powerhouse teams, and with it all being on the line, I think we're going to see some
Mhm.
tricky stuff. And I mean, are we able to get into the band, see what they
Yeah, sure.
what they
Let's
brought
go.
out? Let's check it out and see what map we are actually going to be playing on. And it looks like Nighthaven and Consulate, dang it, taken out right off the
Yeah.
board real quick and early, and that's going to be by the Flawless Seven. Not wanting to see any of that new map, but I mean, grateful here as Oregon was taken out as well. So, right,
Yes.
we're not gonna see that classic map. And in fact, we are gonna go to Clubhouse, which has been kind of ranking in it more of that even kill, more of that balance and the great equalizer between the teams.
Mhm.
So, I mean, expect to see some like real fun vertical play being in play. I'm excited to see bands. This is kind of one of those maps that we can see
Mhm.
some of the bands that you're maybe not necessarily so used to seeing getting maybe Hatch Queen off the board, the Monty gone, but depending on how it's utilized for that dirt push or that garage push.
Mhm.
Clubhouse, man, that's a real fun map to bring on for this redemption round.
Yeah, Clubhouse, the map that we have seen quite a few times in this competition so far, or at least this season so far. It's not the most played map. That is Oregon, like you said. Thank God it's banned for today. But Clubhouse is still like in the top 3-ish level in this competition. But it doesn't really matter. At least it's better than Oregon. Something a bit newer, a bit fresher. So I'm very excited to see that indeed. One thing that I should also going to quickly take a look at are the actual standings, because of course we had some matches yesterday, and the visual has been updated. So as you can see right now, you can see both Votum and MDF already made it out of this stage and have been promoted to the third stage, the finals. But then yeah, you can kind of see like the other results, like the teams already like mentioned right above the right above the stage where we'll be going, but it's not fully decided yet which match they will actually be playing, as that's something we cannot decide at this moment yet. We first need to get the other results. But the only thing is that we know that LDL, of course, is going to play the very first match, as they were the highest seeded team in the stage. But yeah, that's basically the standings for now. Of course, those will be updated as we go on and proceed through the night. So I'm very curious what those will look like at the end of the evening.
Yep.
I believe.
Same.
Yeah. I believe we're still waiting for the final players to join the lobby. So we have one more visual that we can actually talk about, and those are the team cards. Always a nice visual that gives like a nice little view of what the lineups actually look like. And there's a bit of statistics there as well. Those are fairly limited, as it's only based on the statistics provided by OPL, so matches played in OPL, plus like basically only played maps. So Bank in this case is the best map here for Flawless 7, while the worst map is Cafe. But it's also a good chance, for example, the Night Haven Labs is actually a worse map for them, but they just never played it, so OPL doesn't really know. But either way, Bank best map, Cafe worst map, with a total win rate of actually a pretty nice number, 86%. That's pretty,
Yeah,
pretty huge.
that is a huge freaking win rate, and seeing their best map being Bank, that shows that this team has got a little bit of
Mhm,
depth to their map pool, right? They're not It's not the Oregon, the chalets, the clubhouses that are the
mhm.
standards. We're getting into a little bit of that. Well, it's a little bit of variety, and of course, the team with the deeper map pool always going to be just a bit better. But 86% win rate. I mean, I guess that's why the social vote and the production vote is the way it is. I mean, these guys are
Mhm.
clearly on freaking fire.
Yeah, indeed. So I'm very, very excited for this match. Very curious how things will go. But of course, Team Zak is actually one more team card that we actually can look at. Let's not forget about that one as well. And here we can see like a little bit of different statistics. Like best map, actually Skyscraper, surprisingly, a map that hasn't been played that often yet. But somehow this is actually the best map then, which Chalet being the worst, which I believe, let me just double check. Yes, was also banned by this team. So that actually makes some sense there. But then a win rate of 57%, still more than half of the matches being won, which is technically a good thing. Like it will get you pretty far, especially like still stage 2, it might get you quite far. But that number will need to be cranked up if they want to make it out of the stage, and if they actually want to have some success in the finals if they make it that far.
Yeah, Skyscraper, I mean, it's a classic map. I love the meta switch with Skyscraper going on right now, where it's getting very attacker friendly,
Hmm.
attacker heavy. So to have that be that is their best map, I think we can see
Hmm.
some early aggression coming out of them, no matter kind of
Hmm.
what map. And that's Chalet is one of those maps that can kind of screw you on if you get a little too aggressive too quick. So we could see that being one of their worst map and kind of contributing to that lower bit of the win rate. Either way, I'm thinking just based on what we've seen, best and worst map wise, I'm thinking
Hmm.
this is going to be a very aggressive game. Early picks, early contests, and then of course those last minute engagements. I'm excited for this.
I
I'm
mean, yeah,
really
that's what we want to see. Like I've said so many times, like the whole Swiss stage is one huge filter for like filtering out the better from the lesser teams. And like it's especially now we're in round 3, like it's really like the skill based matchmaking is really doing its work. And that's why will be seeing more and more close matches. Something we actually didn't get to see yesterday, unfortunately. I mean, it was a 7-3, 7-3, and a 7-1. So far, it's not really getting that excitement that we were hoping for. But today, hopefully, we might see some closer matches with like some 7-5s or even potentially some overtime. That would be something nice to see. Actually, one more thing to talk about: the new season is actually coming out from Rainbow Six tomorrow. Did you hear?
Let's freaking go. New operator Tubaro. I just can't wait.
Hmm.
And because of how this new gadget is going to be working, and because of the nade changes that
Yes.
are coming, I think we're going to see the rise in the defensive meta popping up. And I think
Hmm.
that's going to be just in time for SI as well. We're going to see it from
Yeah.
T1 to T4, console to
Hmm.
PC. A really, really fun
Yeah.
defensive meta coming up.
And that's a cool thing because, of course, it was delayed by just 1 week. It was supposed to come out last week, Tuesday. Now it's coming out tomorrow, so it's basically 8 days later. And I think for ESA, it's a kind of a perfect timing. I mean, perfect would have been between stages or between seasons, of course. But as best as it can get, I think this is a really good one because, of course, the more we're starting with those elimination BO3 matches, where it really comes down to like the which team is the best out of the two, because of course the team will be eliminated tomorrow. And just seeing all those changes come to the board tomorrow, it really shows like how well a team can adapt and yeah, like what they can work with. Because of course, there's quite some things changing. The nades being one of the biggest ones of them, in my opinion. As I mean, yeah, like just think back how many times we see nades being thrown from below, just being cooked to the max and then thrown at exactly the
Mhm.
right timing, getting those insta kills, especially with a well coordinated team, getting loads of the intel. I mean, those are just kills that you couldn't really do too much to prevent. And with this change coming, I think that things will go very differently. But of course, also the new operator, which is pretty interesting, will also be allowed to be played tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there another change that's big to the console scene coming up with the
Yes,
controller mapping
yes,
rework? Is that now coming out this season as well?
it should be coming out with launch, as far as I'm concerned. And one of the big things, of course, will be pre-leaning, something that console never had and PC always had. So that will actually be a thing that's implemented. I'm not quite sure how well it will work and how easy it is. I think it's still a little bit tricky in some ways, and it might actually require you to what is it? To sacrifice some other buttons, because like of course the buttons are very limited on console.
Mhm.
But either way, like I can imagine this might help to lift the console just a little bit to a new level, and yeah, just make those gunfights a little bit more interesting and make things just look a little bit smoother for console. So I'm very excited to see what that will look like as well. But yeah, we'll find out tomorrow.
I can't freaking wait. New season, who dis? And it's happening all across the world for R6, and it is going to be an absolute blast. Some of the changes I definitely hate on them early. I
Hmm.
was not a fan of the frost change until I saw it didn't really change
Oh yeah.
much. A couple of times we've seen the rework maybe be a
Hmm.
decider, but nothing too major. And I'm not
No.
happy about the nade switch, but I'm sure it's going to be still an absolute blast. We're going to figure out a way to get it done.
Yeah. And as I'm now hearing the sound of the map like buzzing in my ear, it means that we finally can change with the first match of today, going to Clubhouse, located in Germany. And yeah, for this first match of the evening, let's see which operators will be banned and which ones will no longer be allowed to see during this first map of today. Whiskey,
Mm,
what can you say
well,
about them?
here's the thing that I'm thinking. We might be seeing that Dokkaebi or that potential Ying ban as it's just so devastating on attack. But we talked about it earlier, kind of the off picks. Hibana, the Hatch Queen, going to be the first to go.
Yeah, like a huge operator on Clubhouse, especially with all the impact tracking in Kitchen. Like all the impact tracking with like a termite with Ace, there's not much you can do to actually open up the hash properly. Like you need to have a certain bit of control in order to be able to do it. But Hibana, with all the utilities he has, especially since he can like decide how many pellets she wants to shoot each time. Yeah, she's just a really good operator on this map. One that I like to pick myself as well when playing Clubhouse. But yeah, she is now banned to be one seer, so imagine or expect those hedges to be tricked. But another bit of an expectable ban in this case is the Ying, which is currently the most banned attacker in this competition.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what the ban rate is in the ESA for Ying. I bet it is probably pretty astronomical. Then we're going to be the next to follow up. And of course, nobody wants to deal with the chess man. He's got 5 gadgets, 3 that can be operated. And Mira going to be the next to be called out. Now, what that means is we talk about the 5 golden ringers of defense, right? And you can only ban 2. So that, of course, leaves 3 still on the board. It means we have Valkyrie, Solus and Azami, the architect, still going to be a force to be reckoned with. And Azami, huge for that gym bedroom hold if you're not bringing along a castle, and huge for that church arsenal hold back in the corner, and of course the garage hold up on the catwalk.
Yeah, but the operator band's now locked in place. We'll be going to the very first bomb site, which is locked in right now. Arsenal Room Church, a very understandable and logical choice to go for. I mean, it's one of the stronger bomb sites on this map, and one of the most played bomb sites as well. So this is the first bomb site we'll be going to here for Team Orange, which is played by Zach Gaming, and with the setup now being prepared, it's let's just see what they have in stock for us.
Yeah, a little bit of church arsenal hold here, right? It's a classic. Take it down. It's one of the sites that you can defend a little bit better, but extending all the way up as well.
Yeah, especially
And
like extend. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, like especially extending like all the way upstairs, like it's something you don't see too often on this map. I mean, this is like one of those bomb sites you can technically play with everyone downstairs, or almost everyone downstairs. But yeah, I mean, extending to the top, like that's just really going to create so much time waste, especially if they do it well, stay alive as long as they can, and hold back the attacking team as long as they can. I mean, then there will not be much time left for the attacking team to actually work on the bomb site itself, and that might be a big problem for them.
Yeah, no kidding. This full extension with barricades put up top really going to set the pace for this attacking team. And on this defense, there's quite a few operators dictating the pace of the game. Malusi, Legion, Goyo, those are all operators designed to slow you down. And then you throw the bandit up top as well, right? We don't even opt for the Cade for
Mhm.
the hatches. We just go straight
Oh,
3F hold. Oh, and look at this already.
tunnel.
It's going to be getting in a bit sneaky. And it's 4 of them. Oh, my Lord.
Oh,
It's
this
the quick
rush.
push in. Here they go, Bows, and it's getting started early, baby. Gonna find one onto the teammate, and it's gonna be Buck to take Yuri off the board. Now taking us already into a 4v4 after that TK, but Plant is going down. So they said 3F hold be damned. They don't care. They're going to run right into side, punch them straight into the mouth. And just like that, Bows, attackers become defenders, defenders become attackers. And now we got a swipe switch. But attackers quickly getting ripped off the board. C4 ringing out the trades. Now take us into a 2v2, into a 1v2. Now all resting on the shoulders of Dokkaebi. Ooh, shoot.
Yeah, Joe could be playing in tunnel right now in this 1 versus 2 situation. Timer working in her advantage, but oh no, the Malusi has made her way to the diffuser. It's attempting to go for the diffuse, and then as Blisseri gets the final kill on the one pistol guy, trying to defend the diffuser. Unfortunately, Malusi gets plenty of time to make the diffuse happen and secures the first run for the defensive team, Zach Gaming, putting the score on 0-1. Oh boy, that Goyo really fucked up this rush.
Yeah, that was tough. Unfortunate too. And you caught on the back end of that fire being on the door that you're going to take the most damage from it, and unfortunately loses the life. And you know what? It was a great quick push. I love the IGL call saying, "Hey, we've got
Yeah.
free sight. Let's push it and take it." But the slowdown game was strong by that defense by
Mhm.
Bose.
Yeah, because of course that's the thing. That's really shows that Flawless Savage is a team who can really analyze like the weaknesses and the strengths of their opponent's strategy. Because of course, like Zach came with a bit of like an advanced setup, I could say. I mean, it's not like your basic kind of setup. Like basic, it means like kind of like turtling in the basement because that's what the basement is really good for.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, F7 is a good team, and they were quick to notice that okay, they're going to extend all the way upstairs and put quite a bit of resources there. This makes their bomb site itself more vulnerable, and especially from the players from like tunnel where you can enter fairly quickly, or technically even the hatch, which likely would have been impact tricked, so that's why they went for the tunnel. I mean, that's a big weak spot in their defense, and Fall 7 made good use of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Sheesh, what a way to start us off with an absolute bang. I'm here for it, baby.
And this is definitely a perfect wake up call for the casters, like a perfect way to wake up, and a perfect way also for Flawless 7 and both Sach. I mean, like, yeah, like they know what they're up against. Like, this is no longer group stage, no. This is round 3 of Swiss stage, and this is really where things get intense. And this first round perfectly reflects that. And I hope that we will see these kind of plays from either side and make this a really, really interesting and fun match. Termite are already using the first number charge to open up the CCTV and wall to create a first entrance and entry points. And as we're playing Jim Master Bedroom, I mean, this is one of those bomb sites where you can like do kind of like do a bit of a layer by layer defense strategy. So attackers will likely take control over CCTV, but also will try to put some pressure here from the jacuzzi sides. But this way, they can really make it difficult for the defenders to play, push them closer and closer towards the bomb site, potentially pick them off on the go, and get closer to the bomb site as they progress.
Yeah, and if you've been paying any attention to Twitter lately, you've been hearing a lot of things about split theory. Well, you're watching part of that in practice right now. 2 hard breaches in both the Ace and the Thermite going to open up CCTV and the hot tub area. Oh man, look at this. Mute with the C4 going to be prepped and Rhett sends it, but not going to be able to find anything on Dokkaebi. And first, of course, to fall was that Frost, now taking a body bounce tipped in favor of the attacking team. But yeah, it's a bit of that split push. Open up a bunch of sight lines, push in from both directions of the map, and really just create a bunch of opportunities for kills. And look at that ballsy play, running out hot tub breach to try to get that kill. Unsuccessful, as this defense has got a ton of intel on the board.
tons of intel, but one of the controller of the intel is being lost as the echo unfortunately gets taken care of. However, Maestro actually will get a third turret tomorrow. It's still in play, but it's getting taken care of as once I'm speaking about it. Hachi and Mati getting one kill each, but then Blessari being the last one standing, pushed all the way back in Cash. A very terrible position to be stuck in, especially as the ace is going for the defuse, in this case, Koala. And Blessari being contested heavily and his position being known. He's in a very tight spot with only 40 seconds left to make his way towards the diffuser and defuse it. No matter how many kills he gets, he needs to go for the diffuser, and that just makes his task incredibly difficult.
Yep, no C4 on the board to help combat this either. Got to have 7 seconds on the board to get that defused, but he has got a mountain to climb, and it's going to be the L85 to claim his life. Is the attacking team going to find some, and hopefully, looking like it, a little back and forth, a war of attrition to get us started out. I mean, it's a best of one. Bose, how's that different for a best of three in the sense of like pressure and how you have to adapt in the game?
I mean, of course, for a best of three, like you need to win 2 out of 3 maps. That's basically what the best of three means. But yeah, basically, like for best of three, even if you lose the first map, I mean, it will definitely hurt the way you feel about things. But there's still a way to come back. There's still plenty of opportunity. And would it be a one? I mean, it's this map. It's all about this one map that you're getting. You're not getting any more. So for this one map, you need to give everything that you get that you have. Like there's no map coming after this that you might favor more. So all energy and focus needs to come out right now on this map. And with this starting in 1-1, I mean, this kind of shows that this map might get very close.
Yeah, and I'm hoping so. The thing that I'd like to see a little bit from the defense here is a little bit more of that real estate changing, right? Let's see the architect come out here in this gym bedroom hold. Let's see a little bit of that castle to really slow down this attacking team, because as we predicted, they came in hot and heavy, and the split push that they were bringing was absolutely incredible, and it just overwhelmed that defense. So you got to have a little bit more dedicated to the slowdown. Now, they opted for less of the intel. We still have the Maestro on the board, which I think is a really great call. Not only is that, denial and intel can be a bit of a weapon, can be a little bit of a distraction, especially if that Maestro cam is pelting full bore on you while you're trying to make your push in. But yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more slowdown, something that is going to really make them pause. And it's one of the reasons we like to see the castle for gym bedroom, or we like to see Tommy being played.
Yeah, Castle you tend to see being brought out quite often on a map or on a bomb site like this, not being used yet. But I mean, it might still happen later. For now, it's just like the basic kind of setup here. Like I said, the layer by layer defense, which attackers are actually making quick work of, as they have already opened walls on both sides, just getting ready to actually make a nice entry already towards the building. But with the defenders like still having quite a bit of control, they can just hold back the attackers as long as they can, and potentially reduce the time available for possible executes.
The free cam is so good. Maybe giving a little foreshadowing of where that frost might come into play. That cheeky little frost mat on the gym equipment there. So we still sit 5-5 as the first minute has ticked by, and the drones starting to do what they do, sussing out where the heck these defenders at. And here it is, peeling back that next layer, as you called it, of the defense as they start to open up into that bathroom, really giving them deep sight lines or cross fire setups into sight now, which is of course getting themselves ready for the execute, but still pretty spread out here.
Yeah, especially spread out both the attackers and the defenders, really. I mean, we can see Wamai still playing in Garage, like still being one of those first lines of defense. But one thing they need to be careful is Mati, who was trying to make his way up to the main stairs, at least entering downstairs, but then as the ace getting that first kill, taking care of Jawa, the Maestro who can no longer use his turret to any damage or disrupt any utility. That's a big loss, and especially as Mati then gets a kill on Basari as well. There's 2 defenders down. That's the Wamai was playing all the way back in Garage. And suddenly it's a 5 versus 3 with still a minute remaining.
Yeah, so that's tough, getting 2 off the board. And Wamai, of course, his discs no longer to be able to be put out. It's going to be the DMR to find one, Ace to find another, and an SMG-11 return fire. But just like that, it's too little too late, and they are just overwhelmed by this attacking team and the incredible sightlines they have set up everywhere.
It's starting to become a bit more clear that Flawless 7 is like a really, really aggressive team right now. And like for all 3 rounds, even the first round, they got very, very close. I mean, they planted the diffuser. Like I said, that was just the Goyo that really hurt their attack, as they got damaged quite a lot and even lost a member due to the Goyo canister being activated by themselves. So this could have already been a 3-0 for my part, like the way that Flawless 7 is playing so far. So I think that Zach needs to figure out a way how to slow down Flawless 7 a bit more. Because if they don't give Flawless 7 the room that they have been getting for now, I think this half might not go might not go in the favor of the defending team, which is Zach.
Right. So as the first round rotates, head through, as the first 3 are now done, we're going to head back down to Church Arsenal, as they lost 2 on that gym bedroom. And we are going to see basically the similar setup that we saw the first time that we played it around, kind of hoping to rest on that same laurels. But I'm saying there's no way they come in quick like that this time, right? Got to know that the Goyos, they're going to have that intel. So it might be a little bit more of a traditional take. Of course, we do have, since the Hatch Queen is banned out, Habana, got to utilize those can openers or potentially those Selma charges. And it still takes 2 Selma charges to break open a barricade. So, I mean, it's still got some, they've got some potential for some Hatch getting open. But yet again, they're extended all the way up to 3F or 2F.
Yeah, and with this extension, I mean, it again shows that Zach is going for a pretty strong kind of defensive setup. But of course, you should not forget how things went the very first round of this match. It was Flawless 7 perfectly, perfectly countering that kind of setup and making use of it in their favor. And as Mati already gets that first kill, is Jawa getting taken care of? I'm not even sure where exactly this happened, but some Lucia already getting taken care of. And as I'm talking, is the Alibi again losing her life already. I believe Legion is the only, Bandit as well upstairs are the only 2 lines of defense. It means actually that Goyo is completely alone on site right now. If Flawless 7 learns about this, they will surely exploit this.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't even need to go up and push when the body balance is sitting in your favor. And now the L85 going to claim one, but the sniper shotty going to find one as Goyo gets a kill. But it is refragged, of course, as the fuse charge goes out and gets that kill as well. And now it's all resting on the shoulders of Bandit, who's trying to retake this vertical.
Yeah, the deck is becoming defenders again. I mean, the diffuser hasn't been planted yet, but will be shortly, as Betchy is now going to attempt so. And with Bennett still playing on top of the blue hatch, like on Stockroom, he's just like in a very tight position. Like he needs to go for drop in a very difficult position. But even with Hachi playing still in bar, finding the Bennett even sooner than expected. I mean, yeah, it's yet another offensive round going to the side of Flawless 7.
Yeah, I don't think we need to break out the GPS because this defense right now for the last couple of rounds is looking absolutely lost, right? You don't want to be caught on the vertical and then still get taken up on the first floor when the plant's going down. It's just absolutely devastating. Hoping to see some mid-match adaptation here by the defense and really try to slow this team down. But with the setup that we're bringing, and we're going to bar stage, which is a very low win rate for the defense, especially if you're not bringing some of that landscape redesign. I mean, they're opting for the intel, which isn't bad, right? You have in a game of Siege, it is intel in inches, and you have to have the intel to gain the inches. But I mean, you gotta make a change here. Gotta make a change, or you're gonna potentially find yourself on the back foot here. You don't want to be on the standard split on the wrong end of it. Attackers, oh man, they're going to feel real good going into their defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bomb site that suits the playstyle that we have seen so far from Zach Gaming. But the question is, will it work? Because, of course, we have seen how well Flawless 7 is countering this playstyle. For this map, it's almost a must even to play offside, like especially with the top floor being so strong in either hand. So I guess we will likely see this from Zach Gaming. And with this almost being a must for Flawless 7 to take as well, this might finally be a round where we might see some more success from Zach. As, I mean, Flawless 7 will need to play into their hands a bit more for this round. But yeah, I don't know what to expect for real. Like, we'll need to see. And yeah, it's really up to Flawless 7 and Zach to make it happen.
Yeah, man, the attack team just really just using these drones to great efficiency, great drone economy, just sussing out where everybody is at. Look how far she can throw those freaking clutch drones. Oh, my Lord. And you know those things are big and heavy.
Yeah, I cannot imagine them being lightweighted either, yeah. Oh, but I hope Hachi already capturing one of those first Maestro turret. This is huge. A Maestro turret will be so incredibly valuable in their hands. Like, you can literally just start looking around for utility, for echo drones or whatever, and you will just be able to destroy it all.
Oh, I love when the Echo drones gets taken, Matt. This clutch is just going to work inside completely unimpeded. And now they're going to start to breach in through that stock area. is going to start to get themselves set up for a bit of an execute. IQ on the board for the attack, great for sussing out that gadgets and where the heck those Valk cams are, those Maestro cams. Going to be the first to fall as his dome piece gets ripped apart. Now body balance is tipped in favor of the attacking team yet again.
And tricks of the Echo becoming a bit old as he's trying to drive outside from the strip club drone hole and trying to scout outside. Even we can see the attacker just getting ready for it to shut down the drone once he goes outside. So it's a bit of the trick is getting a bit old, but for now it might still be very valuable. Jawa playing here inside of strip club, having a nice long line of sight all the way towards stock, where various attackers are attempting to come from, but with still one Echo drone in his control, still not lost to the Echo to the Brava drone or the Hexameister turrets. He might be able to hurt the attack if they go for a defuse at one point.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how it plays out because we're getting down to this final minute again. And with it being a 5-4 on the body balance, that means these trades are going to start to ring out very quickly as these first contests start to get in. Ace looking to get that plant, looking to get set up. He's already got the crossfire ready for the execute. If they can find another kill, potentially that vertical hold. Oh, nope, he's just getting in and going to do it. And it's going to be the hatch drop potentially. Buck going to find a kill. Oh, man. Rough. And there it is again, folks. Diffuser has been planted and the Echo has failed to stop that plant again. And that is tough.
Yeah, Jawa getting killed, Hachi and Rick's getting killed. Betchy almost evening out the man count. Now evening out the man count as Rick get that skill there on Koala. A 2 versus 2 with Diffuser still on the floor with 25 seconds remaining for the attacking team to stop the attackers from defending their Diffuser. But with the bug upstairs, that's going to be very, very difficult before being thrown. But unfortunately missing the targets and with a hole right above the Diffuser, it's almost impossible for the defenders to go for a successful defuse here. 10 seconds remaining. They need to go for the defuse now, which is being done by Jawa. But like I said, with the bug upstairs, it's almost impossible, and it's indeed so as Flawless 7 secures yet another round, and it just seems to be unstoppable.
Yeah, this looks like a very well-practiced and well-put-together team. You can tell the comms are on point. They're using the buddy system push in, isolating these players, getting the kill, and then once there's one left above, get in, plant, and go from there. And it seems to work as we're now finding ourselves one round away from finishing up this first half of this first game, and it's looking attacker-sided in a fairly dominant way.
Yeah, the round was starting out somewhat well for Zach Gaming. I mean, there was 1 minute remaining, and they still had 4 members alive, which they didn't really achieve in any of the other rounds. So that's at least a bit of positivity to say about them. But then it was just so unfortunate. Like, they had an Echo in play, which could have disrupted the push in and the plans. They had a player upstairs of Mai who should have been able to view the player running in from below, like through the hatch. That was just unfortunately just a little bit too late, and then unable to find a player who was already inside. Just very unfortunate from Zach there.
Yeah, but here is some switch up. I like to see it. We talk about that adaptation being what's absolutely needed, and so we're going to see a little bit more dedication to the trap game as both Capcan and Legion going to make themselves onto the board, coupled with Malusi and the potential to stop that smoke plant or that flash plant that they have been working on with the Warden. I think this is a good change and potentially could see us coming up the defensive side if they're able to hold them off just a little bit longer.
A mid-game adaptation that it's called, but let's hope it's not end-game adaptation, as it's a little bit late for my liking. But either way, it might still work, and if they get at least one more round on the boards, then it's a 4-2, which is somewhat workable, as the attacking teams have seen quite some success lately on maps like these. Swamp Peak, unfortunately, not securing that first kill would have been a nice way for Zach to open up the rounds, but at least a bit of damage might help in future gunfights.
Yep, and for the attacking team, it's going to be second first, same as the first. They're going to be bringing out the same operators that they have been bringing. Get that verticality with Buck. Start opening up, and there's the first engagement. Wilmai getting a bunch of damage, but able to WASD around and save his life, but he's going to still take that engagement and take the Dokkaebi off the board. What a freaking shot. And now that puts the body balance, maybe for the first time, in favor of the defense. Huge, 5-4.
Yeah, that's the only first true opening kill from the side of Zach Gaming, as they did get a kill like through the team kill with the Goyo canister, but that was technically not a kill for Zach Gaming, so this is the first opening kill for them. And with the hatch already being contested heavily, they might need to be worrying a little bit, as the attackers now have some nice control and will be able to contest the bombs quite a bit here from Kitchen, but it's not all they need. They need much more to actually go for successful executes, and as long as the members of Zach are keeping this man advantage and are doing damage, they should be able to win at least this round.
No kidding. Okay, so it's looking a little bit better. Still got a minute and 25. This is looking winnable for the defense. They've got the body balance, but it does get, dang, that was a tough one. Matt getting active again, sitting at 9-2 with that KD. That's going to be win conditions here for this defense. Got to find a way to stop him and then win the round. That's going to be the second to fall as Capken's taken off the board, but he's still got his traps up. Still got some sixth-man action. Oh, my Lord. Going to find him 2 inside of sight. Now that takes body bounce back in favor of the defense. Oh, and the pre-fire not coming up there. It's going to be the shot from the right, however, as the trades now start to come out, and this is going to be a defender win, and that is going to be the end of the half. And we're going to take it on a standard split, just not the way that we thought.
Yeah, rather late than never. At least it's a 4-2, which is not an ideal score for Zach, especially given they were the defending team. But like we have seen how well an attacking team can do as well on a map like Oregon. So there is definitely some opportunity here for Zach to work things around and potentially bring this to like a 4-4 or 5-5 score at 1 point. But the fact that it's flawless 7 on the defense, which is still technically the stronger side, I'm very curious to see how things will go for them.
Yeah, agreed. We are going to see that basement site first, and kind of between these two teams, we're seeing a fun blend of that contemporary and traditional siege. Flawless bringing a little bit more of that contemporary touch to it, as we're going to see Cade to stop that vertical play, which is so important, and Solus on the board. Now, Solus, if you're new to Siege, this operator is probably one of the best on the board, banned out an incredible amount of time, especially on a map like Clubhouse, because that gadget just gives so much intel. And if you're not making the full scan, you've got that thing just about forever. And look at all the intel she's getting off the board before the round even starts.
You want to know some ridiculous thing about Solus?
Oh, yes, of course. Lay it on me.
Her ban rate within ESA Cup is 71.2%. That's almost 75%, almost 3/4 of the time, which is just insane.
Wow. Yeah, that just speaks to the versatility of this operator and can be used for just all kinds of shenanigans, especially including those runouts, which Solus is known for. You get caught slipping on your drone, and it's a good night real quick.
Yeah, and the fact that we will be seeing her being played is a very interesting factor in this match. And with Betchy already getting the first kill on Yuri, is the round being taken care of. An operator that was very important for the attacking side of Zach, as she can do like loads of self-destruction with her drones, which still had to be done. And with her off the board, like they still have a buck who can fill the gap, and also with the Ash technically a little bit. But no one is as effective as Ram these days. And with her off the board, they will need to work things a little bit differently.
Yep, but here we go. Buck gonna find the kill onto Matt, and that's ironic, because that's who he was running for most of those most of those attack rounds, getting those kills. But that's gonna be body bounce evened up, and a huge pick, the Solus off the board. But the problem is you still have got a very tough defense to get around, and still have Goyo up top on the lurk. Look at him coming around all sneaky. He's going to be, if he's not dealt with or if he's not droned out, that's going to be a devastating bit of information. DMR going to find one onto that pistol guy, giving body bounce back over to the side of the attacking team. Oh, some siege timing.
Yeah, that's typical siege timing, but this time going in the favor of the defensive side, who did get a kill, but then Jabba with a quick refrag, bringing things back 2-2 versus 2 man count. So an even man count between the two teams, with Zach Gaming, however, getting damaged quite a bit on either side. So therefore making any future confronts a little bit more tricky. Either way, it's the man count that is the most important. And with 2 men standing and still 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining, the attackers do have some opportunity. No hard breaching utility, however, so opening up any of those hedges who are still close is going to be impossible. So they need to go from any of the staircases or potentially tunnel if it was opened up. But the options are unfortunately limited for Zach Gaming in this case.
Yeah, and that's tough as well, right? As Pangu's always talking about it, you got to have multiple ways of entry, and you don't want to funnel yourself down the stairs in any scenario, but especially on Clubhouse. So it is sitting defensive sided here as the last 30 seconds are starting to ring out, and all they got to do is hold off a little bit, still have those Goyo canisters to make life just a bit more difficult. The swing in. It's in the realm of the close quarter combat, the shotgun is king, and after this latest buff, they just can't be freaking touched. Mute to find a double to end that round.
Yeah, best position and situation to have a shotgun in for the side of level 7, getting 2 beautiful kills, securing a third in total for himself. But it's now 5 to score. The first round of the swap, the first defensive round for Flawless 7 going their way as well. And it really shows the difference between these two teams. Like, even still, Flawless 7 was perfectly playing offside, just like Zach Gaming did, like placing loads of resources offside, but they were doing it right. They managed and they did what they needed to do and what Zach Gaming was hoping to do.
Yeah, just to highlight one key difference that we saw in that Church Arsenal hole between these two teams, while currently flawless, they brought intel deny instead of a ton of intel on the board. So using those resources to stop those drones, to stop those flank drones, setting themselves up potentially for some late round flank action. I mean, it's the difference being that the defense prior in the first half of this round was bringing a bunch of intel, and now flawless, of course, bringing that intel deny, bringing that mute yet again with that devastating shot. They are going to opt for a little bit of intel this time. However, as the echo is going to be brought onto the board, and still on this side as well, no sort of landscape redesign here. No castle, no Azami. Just gonna kind of rest on holding. Oh, I was like, whoa, that's not good. You're gonna just rest on potentially holding those angles that the attacking team's gonna be opening up.
That's actually really interesting that those ventilation shafts are invisible in third person mode. Because there wasn't like those are like the round pipes are kind of like kind of oval round pipes are usually there. And for some reason, they're actually invisible, which is weird, but okay. For now, yeah, that second team having a similar situation like for the side of Zach Gaming. The setup is similar to what they have done before, so they should also know how to attack this bomb side. But generally, we have seen the Flaw 7 is just a bit more effective at things. But with a 5-2 score, it is technically not too late for Zach Gaming to work things around. But I think this will be kind of the turning point where things will be decided. So if they don't, then it probably is all over. But it's their round to prove things and prove me wrong.
Yep, that's right. One more to put themselves on a match point scenario, and they've already got hot tub open. Do have a mute jammer on this bathroom, so the best they can hope for without getting rid of that thing is just to open the top of the barricade, maybe send some sort of distractions in up top as the push starts to happen. I love this deployable. It's aggressive. It's holding. Now, I was going to say, it is definitely susceptible to projectiles. However, flashes, grenades, no amount of Wamai discs are going to help hold that up for very long.
No, indeed.
And with that, it does get forced back.
Yeah, attackers just losing lights is not what they want and what they need in this situation. They need to get some control. However, with the mirror not being played, of course, as it was banned by Zach Gaming, just getting control over a place like Logistic Office will be a bit more possible. However, Betchy is playing here. He's waiting and getting ready to stop them. He does have a shotgun, but he's waiting with the SMG in hand instead, which is just as effective as he just took out Yuri within seconds or milliseconds even. But unfortunately, a second is no longer possible for him as he did get taken care of. But the immediate refrag coming out from Hachi even things out, and leaves Basari all left standing in this 4 versus 1 position situation with his position known to the enemy. I mean, this is not a position I would like to be in. And yeah, it didn't last long, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a little bit of battle from the left and the right. It just proved to be a bit too much as he was the last one alive in that 1v4. And just like that, Bose, we are now sitting on a match point scenario. I mean, I can't believe that we are already here.
Yeah, I mean,
Flawless
yes,
living up to their namesake.
yeah, flawless 7. I mean, 2 rounds only going in towards their enemies so far, and this could easily be turned into a 7-2 score in the favor of flawless 7. I mean, yesterday we have seen 7 freeze and a 7-1. Could become a 7-2. I hope not so. Like, I want to see closer matches. Luckily, there is 2 more after this one, but I was definitely hoping this match to be a lot closer than what it is right now at this point.
I love that we're going back to the bar stage here. I honestly love that. I was just casting with Naj the other day, and he said that Clubhouse is the only map in the entire pool that has one side that is completely unplayable. And we're seeing that play out here. Not going to go for that CCTV cash hold as it's so basic and so winnable. Went for that bar stage and going to get a little bit of that extension upstairs. You're going to see this played kind of similarly how you would see a gym bedroom played out here. And look at that. There it is. The one pistol guy bringing out the castle. I've been asking for it all game. Do it on the bar stage location. I like it. Little bit of a counter here is we're going to see the walking drone, the mountain himself being brought out. It's a Monty pick.
A Monty pick indeed, and also the sledge who should make a quick work of those castle barricades. So Zach Gaming technically has brought what they would potentially need to counter Flawless 7. But the question is, do they have the skill, or at least do they have, like the right ways of doing it to actually make it happen? So far, Zach Gaming not really showing, but it might already be too late, but at least some routes on the board would still look better than staying on a 7-2.
Hey, we've seen the comeback before, right? Got to find just a bit of momentum in your favor, right? Would have liked to see a timeout to maybe stop and talk about it, stop some of that momentum that Flawless was bringing. But they do now get the call that the Monty is on the board. Castle seeing that from just underneath his barricades, and there's going to be the first kill. It's going to be the L85 to take Wamai off the board, and that's a huge pick as he sits 8-5. And getting him off the board so early means he's not going to have as many discs to stop those many projectiles that the attacking team is bringing.
Yeah, Utility lost one of the best players, lost as well. But however, Yuri getting injured, unfortunately, he might be in a safe position or might be able to work it or crawl towards safety where he will now be revived. So at least he's back on his feet. And still the advantage going to the side of Zach Gaming. I mean, with them already being on the doorstep, they are in a decent position to go for some kind of execute. But with Mati playing here upstairs, he is a very big problem for the attacking side, but with him now taken care of, that's one less thing to worry about. And with Monty already going in solo, at least pushing him pretty far solo, he needs to be very careful because there's not really anyone to back him up besides the Lion playing the long angle here.
Oh, speaking of Lion, going to find the dome piece of that pistol guy and going to get a bunch of damage, but able to preserve his life, able to fight yet again. And oh my lord, you don't want to see the Monty getting his shield down and getting up and close and personal with you. And that's going to be Mute getting down but not out. Neko going to be falling quickly to the line. And that, my friends, is around in the favor of the attackers. And maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, a bit of the start of a comeback.
Yeah, that's indeed something that we were looking for. Is 6-3 score we're now talking about, right? Yeah, that's a 6-3. So still double amount of points there on the side of Flawless 7, but at least it's Zach Gaming finally winning their first offensive round. Hopefully getting a bit of the taste right now, like a bit of the momentum going, which they really, really need. Like they are in that do or die situation. They need to win 3 rounds without losing a single to still have a chance to win this match in overtime, where Flawless 7 still has some room for error, but at least that first step has now been made. And I'm hoping that there's more where that came from.
Yeah, you said got to be perfect for 4. Well, they got 1 off the board, and it looked like a really good push. We're going to see some more utility dedicated to opening up this verticality, because that's the age we live in, right? It got to have that vertical.
Oh yeah.
And so we see both Ram. Hey, that thing got a Hemi, the boogie woogie baby. I love that freaking gadget, right? It completely unassisted soft breach destruction, and on a map like Clubhouse, you're throwing it down the hallway, you're throwing 2 in kitchen. Not only is the sound just absolutely incredible, but you get it's fish in a barrel scenario if you can get all 3 of them deployed.
Yeah, indeed. And with the 6-3 score, I mean, it's Zach Gaming, like I said, having a bit of momentum. Before, when they were attacking this bomb site, they unfortunately lost the drone of Ram herself very early on. It was the opening pick from Flawless 7. So let's hope she will be able to stay alive a little bit longer and actually do her work and make a difference for the team. And as long as Zach Gaming doesn't get opening killed and stays alive a little bit longer, gets those hedges open, which was also one of the problems they were facing last time around, then hopefully we will see some more success from them.
Yeah, we're going to call it win conditions here. They got to take this Mute off the board. The shotgun is devastating. He bunkers down. He's clutched up several rounds, and he's sitting 10-6 currently. So, attacking team, win conditions. Take Mute off the board, win the round. We'll see how that plays out. They're going to start, of course, getting in and getting ready for that. And what you're seeing there, folks, they open up that same hole every single time on the hatch, because that is the spot where you can hit it with an impact nade to force that explosion off the counter and try to get rid of whatever is being used to open up. And like you see, we have 5 impacts on the board to do just that. Plenty of util to take out what they brought. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the impact's just going to be a huge problem for the defensive side, especially with that Hibana off the board. This is exactly why she was banned, but unfortunately it was banned by Zach Gaming themselves, and this might hurt their own offense, especially as the one pistol guy gets the first kill on Basari. That's the fuse taking care of one of the attackers who could have cleared the area, prevented an impact trick from happening by just pushing away any defender playing right below that hatch. And also some hard vision to the boss as well. And
No.
the team kill from Yuri, that's not what they want right now. However, he does make things a little bit more right by taking care of Koala. But still, it's a 4 versus 3. This could have been a 4 versus 4, which would have been looking somewhat good for Zach Gaming. I mean, hatches are being opened up as well, so the opportunities are definitely looking better than the last time they were attacking this bomb site. But they're still in a tough position.
Yeah, no kidding. And still got two C4s on the board to help contest that kitchen hatch or potentially that plant should they start to push in. But with the Monty off the board, it's going to make it a bit more difficult. That unfortunate TK, especially on a match point round, boy, you're going to be really kicking yourself if that proves to be the difference maker here.
So this round being a 4 versus 3, but only 45 seconds remaining. The timer is starting to tick in the favor of the defensive team more and more. But as Yuri levels out the playing field a bit more by taking up one pistol guy, the man count is now even, and this is what the attackers exactly need. They are ready to go for an execute to make their way inside of the bomb site. I mean, they're basically on the doorstep in the hallway. They're just getting ready for the engagements. Kills are being found from Hachi, however, double kill, and then Veggie with the final, securing this final round for Flawless 7. Putting the score and ending the match with a 7-3, and therefore Flawless 7 now proceeds towards the upper level of the brackets for the 4th week, where Zach Gaming will descend to the elimination matches next week.
Wow. You know what? If I could sum this up in one word, I've said it before, but this was just a masterclass. This was absolutely clinical on the side of Flawless. They walked in, they said, "We're going to show you how to play defense. We're going to show you how to play the attacking. Welcome to my TED Talk." And then they just performed it absolutely beautiful. It was a great a great match by Flawless.
Yeah, it was a perfect match by Flawless 7, a perfect demonstration on how to play this game. And just thinking back about this match actually being a rematch between these two teams, yes, they did play a different map, but back then it was actually a way closer game where it was, I believe, a 5-7 that we said before.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was
Yep.
a 5-7 in the favor of Zach Gaming. So for Flawless 7, of course, this is a huge comeback for them, like a nice rematch. This time going to the favor with an even better score. So I can imagine for Flawless 7, this must feel pretty nice. And with them now being in the top level of the bracket, we will see them play next week in a potential promotion match as they might promote them into the next stage.
Well, looking forward to seeing that because I mean, absolutely great performance that they brought both times now. So they're looking like they got a bit of momentum on their side here in the Swiss bracket. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see what's going on for their future games. So we got another one coming up for you here pretty soon, right? And this is a team that I'm very familiar with. One of them, at least, I've casted them several times. Tell us about who we got coming up next, Post.
Yes, of course. The very next match right after this will be Minions versus 7S. 7S, a team would change their name quite a few times, so it might be a bit of hard to track who they really are, but of course was previously known as Yacht. Am I saying it right? Was it Yacht? Like even I'm struggling to keep track of all those name changes. But I'm pretty sure it is Yacht that I'm saying it correctly. If my notes are actually opening, yes, it's Yacht Esports. That's how they were previously known. But of course, the team you were talking about is Minions. I mean, they were our season 6 champions, runner up for season 5, if I'm saying it correctly. So yeah, of course, they are still one of the bigger names within the competition. Have seen like a bit of reduce in their performance, but it's still a very good team nonetheless. It's also mostly their competition getting better instead of them getting worse. But Minions right now in a very still good spot still on the brackets. Will they make it to the upper part of the bracket, or will they descend to the elimination matches? We'll find out after the break.
Yo. Welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players, gamers and fans. We hope you caught your breath after that last map because we're diving straight in to the next battleground here of the ESA Cup series. And as the tension continues to rise, our competing teams are gearing up for map number 2, this crucial juncture where momentum can shift, strategies evolve, and unexpected heroes emerge. I am still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, my partner and co-host is still Mr. Bose. What's happening?
I mean, I'm very excited for this match. Minions, I mean, the champion of the last season, runner up from season 5, if I'm saying correctly. Like, it's one of the better teams that we have seen in the past 2 seasons. And like I said, like, things have been changing. They might have not done as well, but also other teams got way better. And they're now, like, like I said, in the midst of round 3. of the Swiss stage. So this is kind of like a breaking point for either of these two teams, whether like you go to the promotion matches or you go to the elimination matches. And I mean, Sevens Esports, the other team previously on the Yachts, like a name that we've also seen like throughout the many seasons of ESA Cup as well. Both pretty good teams, and I actually didn't check their head-to-head standings, but I don't think they've actually played like against Sevens, maybe against some of the other names, but it's just so hard to keep track of the teams as they do so many name changes. But yeah, I mean, Minions, Sevens, Minions, maybe for me. I think I
Yeah.
voted Minions in the prediction. In the prediction, I would say.
Yeah, well, let's bring it up. Let's check out what the prediction said. What did production say on predictions? And
Well,
it
I
looks
did
like
vote Minions, so I recalled correctly. But for this first page, it's actually completely 50-50. It's really up to this final page. And with Ocon voting for Minions, from the production side, the advantage or the majority has chosen for Minions, which is not too much of a surprise, given their titles from the past. But oh boy, this is still very, very close between these two. And then with also the community vote coming out, which has even more votes going to it, things look very different. It's actually the majority, the wide majority, going to Minions. And this may brings the question: who has the better knowledge, the production crew or our viewers?
Well, you know what? The viewers have watched the Minions be dominant in the last couple of seasons, just proving why they want to be here. Um, I don't know. I think the social vote. I think the social vote might be taking it right. I think it's going to be Minions as well. And not only is it the Minions who we love watching,
Mhm.
but it's going to be on an absolutely fun and brand new freaking map. It's Night Haven, baby.
Yeah.
Show us those map bands and how we got there.
It was such a nerve-wracking bands. Like we were watching the bands as we were getting ready for this match, as the bands were like a little bit late. But the advantage of that was that we actually got to watch it kind of live and see what the teams are going for. And with Oregon just basically staying all the way in there till the end, I mean, I was already feeling it. We were going to Oregon. That was my biggest fear. But Minions, thank you guys. You chose the better map out of those two. I mean, better map, of course. Oregon is a great map, but Nighthaven, the one we haven't seen a single time yet within the ESA Cup, has now finally been picked. So it's not too late yet. We're finally going to see it. Let's just hope that the player knowledge and the castle knowledge is going to be up to date, because of course we haven't seen this map yet, so we don't know what to expect.
That's right. Break out your rank books, folks, because we're going to start to get some of those strats that we have just been begging for as we get to watch Night Haven, and I am absolutely pumped. Let's talk about a little bit about these teams. If we want to show up some of the player cards here um, to take a look at. I'm going to take a look at Team Minions first. You take a look at that clubhouse being that best map. So, man, it was a possibility to get that one onto the board. Or it looks like, when did they take that one out? Fairly early? Oh, no, that was still towards the end of the ban phase. So, potentially their best map still in towards the end of it. Fortunately, we're going to get to see Night Haven. But Oregon being your worst, that is a tough map to have it to be your worst, because that's regularly considered kind of the standard for both, any kind of team can play on Oregon.
Okay, it seems like we're actually having some technical issues here. It might just be my side, but I believe there's also something from different sides.
Sorry, I'm having a technical
So yeah,
difficulty
there's
here.
something going on, but we don't know for real. But I believe we are back and should be able to be heard right now on the stream again. So yeah, Nighthaven Labs, it is going to be. I'm just assuming that I can be heard, as I cannot see. Yes, I'm heard, so that's good. So yeah, Nighthaven Labs is going to be. We don't exactly know what we can expect from this map, as it was never played before, but it has been played in different competitions by Minions. What we can see from 7S that they haven't played it a single time yet. So for them, it's completely unknown for us what to expect. Of course, they have played it like in scrims or maybe other competitions that are not on Wikipedia, because of course Wikipedia is a limited source of information. But Nighthaven Labs has been played 3 times here by the side of Minions, of which they unfortunately lost it twice, but did win it once. Actually, no, it hasn't played 4. Why is it? I mean, apparently 4 times. Oh, 4 times. Yes, it was won 4 times. So 1 time it was won by minions, 3 times it was lost. So they definitely have experience, even though their experience isn't too good for this map. Like the results haven't been really in their favor, but they have played it, which might show that minions might be the more um, experienced team in this case. Since we're having some issues, we're just going to jump to a break screen for now so we can actually resolve those issues. I mean, the players are still loading in anyway, so we do have the time. But don't go too far because the match will likely start soon anyway. So grab a drink and we'll see each other soon. Bye-bye. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with the second map of today. Sorry for the bit of delay with the issues we were having, but it should all be resolved now. Whiskey Glitter himself is back as well, so it will be a nice duo cast on this beautiful map. We haven't seen it before. Whiskey,
Right.
it's
Man, Nighthaven, I'm so excited, and I can't even begin to tell you what bands are looking like. Potentially that Dokkaebi and Ying. Dokkaebi's great, right? Because this is such a huge Hello? Thatcher is going to be the first band off the board, and this is an interesting pick. We've been seeing him banned a little bit more because he's so great at taking care of that utility when you're pushing in. The Thorn Traps, the Malusis, all of those electronic gadgets, null and void when that EMP rings out. So not just necessary for that breach, right? But of course still is, we're going to be utilizing those hatches, of course, but also for that push in. I like the call. Ying, of course, it's a perma ban. You talked about the ban rate being incredibly freaking high, and I think you even said was it like 71%?
That was for Solace, yeah.
Oh, that was for Solace, you're right.
But Ying is still the most banned attacking operator with 55, which is still a lot as well.
Yeah, more than half the time that she banned out. Solus and Fenrir to follow it up. Solus would be great for that intel, being able to see all the way across the board where the push is coming from, where the drones are stashed at. And Fenrir, just because, nobody wants to deal with the chess man, right? You have to push into those 3 active gadgets that can be moved depending on where the push is coming from. People just opting not to play them instead. And so here we are, round number 1 on Nighthaven. We are going to take it up to the command center first. It's the 2F location, widely considered for those who have played it, the primary site. Got quite a few little entryways that you can get into it. But here's what's fun. With the Solus and the Fenrir off the board, that leaves a couple of other operators on the defensive side that could make these pushes tough. One of them being, and we're seeing them now, the Mira.
Yes, Mira was going to say huge changes tomorrow. There's actually one operator we didn't talk about earlier during Oregon. We were talking about changes. Mira is seeing huge changes starting off tomorrow, where her shield will be very vulnerable against S charges and the lances of the Kali sniper rifles. So Mira, as strong as we see her today, she might no longer be as strong tomorrow. But for now, she will be in play, and this will be a perfect way to kind of say goodbye to the Mira as we know her.
Yeah, no kidding. And Mira on my permaban list, I'm here for the change. I think it's a good change. Gotta have more than one operator to be able to deal with her. But we do have an operator. They're going to bring out the Twitch, going to opt for the F2 as well, which I think is a bold call, right? That thing's recoil will put you pointing at the ceiling very quickly if in the hands of the wrong person. But here we go. We're going to start to get that breach open, opting for that split breach, both Hibana and Thermite to be utilized here. Ooh, bunch of damage onto Jaeger, but he's able to save his life. And both of the projectile denial operators taking a ton of damage as these early contests starting to ring out. And it is going to be Jaeger to be the first one with his head taken off. Sledge backing up, getting ready to take that next swing onto the kill. Mute also now gone. Jeez.
Shaya with a double kill to start at the round. Maxime, however, responding by taking out is the what was it? The ESA Cup for the side of minions, but still a 4 versus 3 in the favor of minions. The attacking team was getting pretty close to the bomb site itself. However, still 3 defenders all playing on site as far as I'm aware. So still a pretty nice lineup here to defend and hold back attackers as much as they can. Thermite even coming out to open up the bomb site even further. And Mira almost getting found and being taken care of. But with walls now being opened further and further, it will be very difficult for the attackers for defenders to play safely on site.
Man, it looks like a full warehouse side to take, except for the one drone coming in through the back end. But they've already got IT control and that warehouse catwalk, which are both great positions. We've seen Azami utilized up there. It's hold it similar to Clubhouse. And that's going to be Wamai to go down, not out, not completed on the kill. Oh, man! Scrim's going to get taken out as well, and now leaves us into a none. I was going to say a
Mhm.
4v1, but it's a 4v none. As the attackers, yet again, we're seeing a similar strat that we saw on the last match, where the attacking team is just
Mhm.
becoming incredibly aggressive and just pushing straight in, playing into
Yeah.
that TDM meta.
Yeah, Mini is a team known to be aggressive throughout the time that we have been seeing them. Of course, a very different roster with only Alex Norty, remaining from the old days, really, with lots of new players entering the roster. But yeah, still as aggressive as in the old days, and securing the first round here on the offense with a pretty convincing first round for them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And on the new map, you're going to see mistakes. You're going to see trying to changes in strategy as more teams start to utilize these bomb sites. But for now, it's going to be second verse, same as the first, as we head back up to 2F. And I love the adaptability already. If it didn't work, and it was overwhelmingly didn't work, and it wasn't just a stupid mistake error, change it up just a little bit. Give us some of that adaptation. And look who we're seeing on the board right now. It's the Azami, the Architect, or Azame, depending on where you hail from. And she is going to be huge for holding that warehouse
Mhm.
catwalk area, as you can see, are starting to set up already. And very similar, like you would see on Clubhouse. Good push change for that. You'd see a Monty come out potentially to help deal with that. Habana, great, because like you said it earlier, she can change the amount of pellets that come out, and can take care of those HEMA barriers.
Yeah, basically the most versatile hard breacher in that case, or even soft breacher as well, as you could even call her. But yeah, that's indeed the keeper barricades can be easily dealt with by the Hibana, so that's a great way to play her. So we will see her being picked for this round. A perfect counter there for the Azami. For now, the attackers are just trying to find a way in, gathering loads of information, opening up some of the walls. You can already see the Fenka entering the building for one of the areas, and from there she will be able to start putting the first bit of pressure. But no, actually, it's the first player of minions losing in the life in this case. The Flores, huge amount of utility, unfortunately being lost, which will seriously hurt the attack here of minions.
Yeah, and a good push here by the defense. Legion finding that kill in storage, holding on to it. Oh, gonna find Finka in the back, and that's your health gone. And body balance tipped heavily in favor of the defense now. That adaptability seeming to do pretty well, as they still have yet to flush Legion out of his first floor hold.
And with a 3 versus 5 is now definitely going in the favor of Sevens esports so far, but that could be easily turned around if two minions member get 1 kill each. It will be equal. The man count will be equalized, and with still various aggressive players still in play, especially at Twitch, we might soon see some changes happening.
Oh,
Ooh,
whiffed there. That was a tough one. There, that one's going to live rent free for a while. Going to be able to take that gunfight again. However, stuck on the other side of the door, you're going to see Twitch starting to push in. It's that F2 that we talk about so much. As it is used to be one of the best guns in the game. That recoil nerf really put a damper. Most people opting for that DMR now instead. And here we go.
yeah.
This Habana coming up to have a bit of a lurk on the Legion. Oh, but a missed opportunity. She's going to head upstairs instead.
Yeah, upstairs, of course, that is where everything is to do. Of course, the bomb set is located there, so you can technically ignore the Legion, but be aware of a potential flank coming out later on. Still aware or somewhat suspicious of the player. She still decides to go back down a little bit further. But with 35 seconds remaining, there's not much time for the attacking team. They need to make the move soon, and especially with Hawk Rider, unfortunately losing his life. This is not a good position for them to be in. Alex losing his life as well. It's all coming on the top 5, who does find Scrims, brings himself to the 1 versus 4, but then Shaving Frost finding that final kill down Tom, securing the round for the side of Sevens. And just like the first map of today, we're starting out with a 1-1.
Oh, I hope it goes a little bit different than the first match did. I hope it stays in this back and forth, this battle, this war of attrition, because we got no bias here. We want to see the best of the best take it, and for me, the best of the best ends in double overtime with a 1v1 showdown.
Yes, I mean double overtime. That's overtime is something that we definitely want to see for these matches. Like I said, the filter process of the Swiss stage is working. Better and better teams are closer matchmakings are being done. The matches should be closer, therefore, which we haven't really seen so far. But hopefully, this starting with a 1-on-1 is a signal that we might finally get to see it, especially on a map like Night Haven Labs. Wouldn't it be beautiful to see all of the rounds being played?
Yeah, no kidding. Really get our rank book going with the strats. Now we're gonna head down to the basement area, down to tank, and it's kind of a hot take, right? It can go either way on if you even play the basement site because tertiary site play is so strong on Nighthaven, but they are going to opt to go down there, and they're going to use a little bit of intel as well. So three C4s on the board because that verticality is like that whole ceiling is breachable. And because of that, we're going to see two operators specifically designed to help facilitate that vertical process. Both Buck and Sledge going to be on the board. Ram taking off with that last 6 pick.
And once again, it's now up to the attackers to find a way towards the bomb site as they're now playing in the basement. I mean, the unique thing about the basement is that there's direct access from the outside. So you can just hop down to the lower levels of the map, kind of like the catwalk below. And from there, you can access the basement pretty easily with 2 walls leading to the bomb site. But of course, you will need to find a way to deal with those bandit charges, as those will deny any breach from happening. And with the Thatcher being banned, of course, that's one less operator to deal with it. However, they could have brought, I mean, they did bring those EMP impact nades on the side of Hawk Rider, so they should be able to deal with those walls. But then, of course, there is the risk of tricking.
Yeah, giving their hand a little bit here as they brought no hard breach, dedicated hard breach to the table. Going to opt for that vertical hold. Going to leave that outside wall alone and use Buck and his can openers to establish that vertical hold and then start to push down EXO and those cargo stairs towards the back end of it. Dokkaebi going to try to start sussing out where the heck these defenders are, and it's going to be shots from Valkyrie, as both Warden and Valkyrie holding this vending area. It's a vital staircase and hatch play.
Yeah, and interestingly, we're about to approach the 1 minute 30 mark, so half of the round has almost been used up, and not a single bit of damage has been dealt yet, which really shows that the players are really taking their time to get into position to go for an execute, and that this round will potentially end in one big bloodbath. The question is just on which side will it be.
Yeah, that is the question, and judging by the scoreline, it could go legitimately any direction. The pixel peak not coming up as Warden's still hanging on, playing life on these stairs. Got it. Oh, the seats. Oh, no way! What a shot! Takes Alex off the board, and that's going to be body bounce tip in favor of the defenders here.
Yeah, defenders getting an opening kill at a crucial moment when the time is starting to run low and then run low. But then 2 more kills coming out. This is not good for Minions. 1 more injured and getting finished as well. And suddenly is all left standing in this 1 versus 5. Does find the Valkyrie, turns things into 1 versus 4. But with him still being located all the way on the top floor, 2 levels above the actual bomb site, he still needs to retrieve the diffuser. Does have the hatch to go there fairly quickly. But the Wamai waiting right there is a bit of an unfair gunfight, which is then won by the Wamai. And adds another round to the side of Sevens Esports, putting them on a 1-2 advantage.
Man, that soft breach on both of those floors, giving them 2 floors of site access all the way down into the basement. I mean, those are just some huge brain plays. And I gotta tell you, if I get killed 2 floors above, I'm going to be pretty hot about it. That'll start playing into the mental for sure. Oh, here we go. So we're going to see our first of the Tersh site play here, kitchen cafeteria. It goes back and forth on which one is actually going to be the better tertiary site. I know statistically speaking, generally it has been kitchen the kitchen area has been more attacker sided, but with the castle on the board, we can see probably an extension into that games area. See him holding kind of shallow roam game here with that verticality as well, because on this site especially there's a ton of that soft breach above.
And a very interesting bomb site where verticality can make a huge difference for either team. Like having the control as a defender means you can partly defend the bombs from above. But if it ends up in the hands of the attacking team, well, they can make it a living nightmare to play there as a defender. So it's crucial to hold it from either side, for the defenders to hold it, for the attackers to claim it. And likely we'll see quite a bit of focus on that level.
Yep, and there's our extension in. Got the deployable to help hold that rotate and give themselves a bit of the long angle. And they're going to get that hatch above. I love that hatch. It's a little bit of a risk, right? I've never actually seen anybody die from getting that hatch put out there. But I mean, the possibility is there.
Yeah,
Maybe a well-timed grenade.
Yeah, maybe in the very fast operator plus a grenade or some kind of projectile. Yeah, that would definitely be an opportunity there. But with Ash already inside of the building fairly quickly, she is on the hunt for any defender still playing upstairs. We can even see drones out looking for those defenders, looking for her targets. And I believe there's at least one or potentially two defenders up here of one of this being the Mozzie. Drone is forward, but unfortunately missing the throw. But even if he would have managed to throw it correctly, Tom Fight with a beautiful cover there from the long angle, fighting the Mozzie, taking him out, and securing that first kill for the side of minions.
That's right. Max relegated to his own cams now as the body bounce tips in favor of the attacking team.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think you were cutting out for a moment.
Oh, no.
But you're back. Let's go.
Okay. I was going to say, Mozzie relegated to his own cams, and there's going to be the next kills. The trade comes out, taking Ash off the board. Valkyrie with a little bit of damage as well. Now you're going to start to see him really starting to open up this verticality. Unless you get caught slipping, gets half of his life. WASD his way out of there. Live to fight and open up some more of that soft breach. That was close.
Yeah, but this is now 4 versus forward still. A little under half of the round still remaining, with the attackers in a pretty good position to put loads of pressure on the bomb side itself. At least I believe every single defender is playing downstairs, with still various attackers going for a very nice cover. But there's also the floors already getting ready to put pressure on the bomb side right below. But scrims, we're just getting ready and waiting for anyone to walk through the door, or at least peek through the door, taking the head off that Flores, bringing us to 3 versus 4 with the last minute now starting.
Yeah, the defense really doing a great job of controlling the pace of the game here. Really stalling out for time. And now as the last 50 seconds start to tick away, it's looking a little bit desperate here for the attack team. Alex going to miss a few shots, gets a little bit of damage, but not able to find the kill from the long range. Does, of course, notify the defenders that his location is there. He's going to pay the price for that. Now takes us into a 4v2, 30 seconds left on the board, and a bit of a desperate situation here for Buck as he's going to take a look from the hatch.
Still loads of utility available for the attacking side, though. Nades and the utility of the Gridlock will certainly potentially assist the attack here, but then unfortunately the Buck can taking care of things are not looking great anymore. However, Tom does find Xerox, turns things into a 1 versus 3, but with 12 seconds remaining, he needs to find 3 kills, has the diffuser just now, but there's a very limited time to get those kills and get the diffuser on the floor. 5 seconds remaining, he needs to find his way in right now. He can be seen from various angles, so this is nearly an impossible round for him here. And unfortunately, the timer goes on. There's no way for him to make it in, and they lose the round. So that's yet another round going to the side of Sevens Esports, putting them on a 1-3 advantage.
Yeah, not wholly unexpected here, right? Nighthaven statistically a defensive-sided map, at least for what we've got to see, out of the Pro League so far. So statistically, if we find ourselves on that 4-2 split, not wholly unrealistic. And the attacking team have already secured themselves 1 out of their 2 quota. So all they got to do is find themselves 1 more in the next 2. And I think it's possible. The defense is still playing pretty lights out.
Yeah, I just did a check on Wikipedia to see from all the recorded matches from the entire Wikipedia database for Nighthaven Labs, and it's indeed defensive favorite. It's a 56 defensive favorite map versus a 43, 44 attacking sided map. So yeah, you're very much correct. There's a good chance that this will end up in a bit of a 2-4 split, with defense taking the lead at first. But then once minions will switch to the defensive sides, there's a good opportunity for them to score points as well, and potentially even equalize that score.
Yeah, absolutely. So we head back up to 2F, and they're going to bring out a little bit of the same. You see that wall into electrical there. It's the half breach that can hold that outside angle where you watched Mozzie unfortunately die from in the last match with that missed C4. But it's going to be pretty much the same. We are going to see Mute back on the board to stop that intel, and it's a good thing because they're bringing plenty of it. 2 different drone operators, both Flores and the Twitch, going to be on the board to try to help get those key barriers off. Man.
Yeah. Is getting in a bit of a tricky situation, getting damaged quite a bit, responding with some pre-fire towards the window, but not even hitting his target, but hitting scrims instead. A bit of damage there done on that lesion, but still in a good state to still continue and make some good contribution to his team for now.
Yeah, and Twitch getting active with that drone, getting rid of some of that util. We're going to see that first Finka boost as she was the first one to take some damage. She's going to have her finger on the button when she gets a little bit low. So we still sit 5-5 here, and it's minute has ticked by, and they're starting to kind of suss out where the heck these defenders are. Seen a bit of an engagement here, but kind of a slow start for the attacking team here on round number 5. Trying to get in and suss out where the heck everything's at. A bunch of utility to deal with, and they've got the operators, but the thing is it's going to take time to do so. Smoke's going out, and they're going to take a couple of free fires onto that walk, but it is trench warfare. You're going to have a tough time getting in and forcing this Azami out without any sort of like grenade. Finka, here's your cue.
Yeah, 1 minute 25 seconds. First kills are coming out. Twitch getting one, but then Chevin Frost getting a kill on Rashaya. It's a kill on each side, but I think I'm losing a life as well. But also Chevin losing his life. It's a 3 versus 3. Loads of kills, 2 from each side, bringing us to this 3 versus 3 in split second of time. Attackers are getting closer to the bomb site, but are not quite there yet. Lots of journeying still happening, information being gathered, but the defenders are worse. At least 2 of them still playing on site. Should be able to hold off the attacking team quite well, with the Legion trying to go for a potential flank or waking his way back up to the bomb site for now.
Yep, and still got a C4 in hand to help stop that plant. Now they have pushed up to the catwalk, starting to gain a lot of real estate, and you're going to get to see them push into sight here, taking bits and pieces, getting that sound cue, making somebody try to miss, and there's the swing in, the shotgun, but not going to find anything as Alex is going to take him off the board, now giving body bounce into the favor of the attackers, putting us into a 3v2. 30 seconds, the Twitch drone trying to be a menace. The prone, not going to do it though, as Alex is going to find himself another kill back behind the site, and now getting himself into a plant position, and this is a tough spot for Legion now as Scrim finds himself in a very low health situation. It's only going to take 1 bullet, and he's got to deal with 3 people. So what's he going to do? He's going to take the scenic route, the long way around. See if maybe he can get something from underneath as he's starting to load up his shotgun. Oh no, that's just those rotates.
It's starting to look like a bit more of a creative tactical timeout, of course. Like each team has a tactical timeout of 45 seconds that they can call in any big phase. But yeah, if you're in this 3-1 situation, extremely low in HP with a diffuser planted, I mean, the chances that you will clutch it out are extremely low. And yeah, well, I mean, it's a fair call. It's a fair call for Legion to just call this timeout, to just take a moment here for the team to talk about things. Like Sevens is still in a good situation right now, as they will now be on the 2-3 score, but ideally they will be ending up in this 2-4 situation, 2-4 score at the end of this final round for this first half. So yeah, just having this bit of time to talk about things will hopefully secure that final point that they're looking for.
Yeah, no kidding. Last round of the first half here, and we're going to head back down to that tank assembly site. Not going to see control being played here at all, which is, I get it. We are going to see a little bit of intel as the Valkyrie going to come out and help try to support that mirror and stop them from pushing in. I'm wondering if we're going to see a little bit more of some vertical presence here, as they dedicated 0 resources the last time to actually going for the main breach. Not going to be the case, as we are going to see Thermite on the board, but I wonder how that's going to play into the mentality of the defense. Are they going to dedicate more resources up top, maybe?
Yeah, the main bridge is just a crucial one. Of course, there's always a risk of the bandit. The bandit might be just a huge thorn in the eye here, because like bandits can, as long as they don't have some proper top floor control, bandit can potentially trick the wall fairly easily. So that might be what's scaring minions to go for that wall in this case. So yeah, like as long as they don't get the proper top control, don't deal with a bandit, it will be very tricky. And it almost seems like the minions again is realizing that and is opting for a bit of a different kind of approach, as they're now even thinking to drop the termites and switch it out. Yes, they have switched it out for the buck instead. So no longer a dedicated harbinger anymore, just a buck with just 2 harbinging utilities, which he can use to open up some of those hatches or potentially make a nice hole in the wall. But clearly the focus won't be in opening up those exterior walls.
Yep. All right, so here we go. Let's get started. Last round of the first half of this map. Do bring the Twitch out to help try to get those mirrors opened up, as you know how crucial they can be, and already drones getting taken off the board, but not without some intel. Oh, look at this. Just being absolutely cheeky and barricading up every door that he's running through, just really trying to slow down this attacking team, and I think that's the name of the game, right? We talked about minions being extremely aggressive. Well, what do? You just put a bunch of barricades, and as you talked about it, they make them really have a lot of layers to peel back of the defense. And they got that 3rd floor. Go ahead.
Yeah, but the attack is now getting the first bit of control. This is where the Jackal will shine. Like, this is where he specializes himself. He can quickly check whether anyone has even been in the area, if they didn't get a drone information in the preparation phase. But with him, he can easily scan out any defender. And with the Valkyrie already losing her life, that's the first one down, with potentially Maxime or Sean Frost being one of the next ones, as they're still located in a dangerous area away from their safe haven, which is the bomb site.
Yep, and Valkyrie off the board, going to be relegated to her own cams. Try to feed that intel. But Doe could be potentially taking those cams over now. So now they're becoming more of a liability than actually helping. It is going to be Finka to find the first death for the attackers. But Warden going to get quickly taken off the board as that same spot not going to work as well the second time. It's body bounce tipped back in the favor of the attackers. So we have a last minute ringing off the board.
Yeah, just 1 minute remaining right now. It's still 3 defenders holding back those attackers, and they're doing that successfully as Fork Rider then also falls to the hands of the Wamai playing on those stairs. A 3 versus 3, but Mira with true the verticality made by the opponent. It works in both ways, don't forget that. And that's unfortunately backfiring in this case, where now another attacker unfortunately lost his life.
Yep, and feeling pretty good at what you had predicted there, Bose, putting us into that potential for that 4-2 as the last 35 seconds started to ring out, still trying to hunt down verticality. But what do you do when there's verticality? Put yourself a little bit more shallow on the roam. Oh, no, unless you're Mira and you're getting active with the Vector. Man, when that thing sings, death it brings, baby. And now it's all on the shoulders of Jackal, who has to deal with this still Mira set up, as they, of course, for sure know that he's there. Yowza, yeah. What a round for Mira.
And it's a beautiful run from the Mira, an operator we do see being bent quite often, but for now she's very, very present and showing she's present, doing great for the team and securing that nice score for the team as they now are on a 2-4 advantage, where now the roll stop is happening. Minions will be switching to the defensive side, which should technically work in their favor, which puts them in a pretty good position to still bring things to an equal score of a 4-4 or 5-5 at one point. So I'm very curious to see what Minions has in store. Now they will be defending.
Yeah, no kidding. You're gonna have to bring that same aggression that they were seeing that was brought to them, and we're gonna start out in that tank area, that tank site first, instead of opting for 2F, which is a cool call, right? Maybe throw off the attackers a little bit as you're expecting that 2F. And they have dedicated already some resources to taking on that split push, both Thermite and Ace on the board. Probably going to be 6 picked off. But look, I just want to point out 4 C4s in the hands of the defenders. I mean, just speaks to the verticality issue here and how much they think it's going to be a presence and what they brought to deal with it.
Yeah, a very explosive lineup, even also finished up by the impact nades here on the side of ESA. So every single defender with some kind of explosive, at least in the pockets. I mean, the C4s kind of being the frag grenades for the defensive side, as they are just so effective. And actually, and Runhout is being prepared by is just quickly checking the cam whether there's anyone waiting for him or getting ready for him. But unfortunately, like maybe just a little too early, but there were people there, but he just didn't find them. But he needs to be careful because the Maverick is in the perfect position to potentially take off the hat, but unfortunately the Vigil slipping away and staying alive for now.
Yeah, speaking of Maverick, a couple of new operators we haven't really got to see this evening is Nook also going to make their way on the board. Did get reworked and lost that soft step, did take down its balancing or its pick rate just a bit, but still in the age of the nade still being alive, those things are absolutely key. Maverick going to start to get to work here on this wall. He's just going to open up straight mid sidelines. Interesting.
Yeah, sidelines that, however, can be very effective. And then as we see, Zero's getting the first kill for the team, taking out Hawk Rider. That's the Mozzie, who's now taking care of one of those C4s being lost, and he can no longer reposition his drones if he captures any. So that's a nice opening kill here for the side of 7S Esports. But for now, they still need to, they still have one roamer at least to worry about, one less roamer to worry about as Is getting taken care of. But still some work to be done.
Yeah, this is a body bounce tipped heavily in favor now of the attacking team, and I'm just blown away. Maverick taking off the boards, that Vector yet again ringing out. However, on a different player, but they're going to lose their life as the trade rings out. That verticality being huge, going to find another one. Now taking us into a 3v2, getting a little bit closer to equalizing that scoreline. The pre-fire, he knows the battle's going to go on there. Oh my! Lion Gonzo in that last exchange, now taking us into a 2v2 with a minute left on the board. Wow, those. Sheesh.
Wow, Rush is just doing a great thing for the team, just taking out so many attackers and really working to favor towards the attacking side. Still playing up top, being a huge disturbance here for Nuck, who doesn't no longer know where to focus on. Focus on the bomb side where only one defender is located, and ignore the roamer, or go for the roamer first and then go for the bomb side. Well, it looks like she has decided to go down the stairs as the time is running out, which is, in my opinion, a good choice. But yeah, still being very scared of this roamer. Tom fights the bandit, who's now going. Russia, who's now going down the stairs. Will might find each other very soon. But
Yeah, no
just
kidding.
wasting lots of time.
Bit of a the warden buff, right? Gave him, yes, they took away that speed, but man, they gave him that tank, and now he's a 3 armor and he's able to survive all kinds of shots, and he's going to end up taking that one as well. Just an absolute menace, not to be deterred by smokes or flashes. C4 in hand, ready to take everybody on, and he proved his worth on that one. Sheesh.
Yeah,
That's
finally
really
minions fighting back, making worse of their defensive rounds that they now will be having. 5 more for them to go. First one going in their favor. So at least the gap has been closed by 1 more point, as it's now a 3-4 score. Will they score another point? Now they have to go to a different bomb site where they're going to control room storage, which we have seen, of course, before. Will minions equalize the score and bring us to the 4-4, or will 70 Sport, who actually started well with their offensive rounds, score a point on the offense?
I like the control and storage call here, right? It's a little bit smaller of a space that you have to defend from up top, which allows you to have a couple more people anchoring down into sight. But they're going to have that extension into games. Look to potentially see that hatch opened up from above as well, to have that fall back into place. But yeah, potential to see quite a bit of utility dedicated to holding up top. Because like we've said, for every single site here except for the 2F site, that whole ceiling is breachable, soft breach, right? So they're going to be bringing along quite a few players to help implement that, hoping to see the ram being brought out, but not the case. Is going to opt for a little bit more traditional take, the buck and the sledge.
Yeah, Buck, of course, very versatile, can soft bridge above, like both from below and above, but the sledge, of course, can only bridge from above. So 2 very strong hard bridgers. Could have indeed opted for the ram, but this will just do fine. Also, the shields from the Oza will definitely help out here. One of them already being placed somewhere, not sure where, but I think it's just getting ready, with some of them already entering through the basement, it seems.
Yeah, going to still opted for a bit of that split push, little above, little below, which is a good call, right? You got to find out where the heck these guys are. And just look at that, with the patience of a first grade teacher trying to find somebody. Sled's going to be the first to lose his life as Rush getting active once again on that warden. That's going to put the man advantage tip in favor of the defense, and they're going to love that first kill. That's a set of nades and some verticality gone off the board.
Yeah, Rush is a very strong player. In the previous round, secures yet another kill for this second defensive round, taking out the slasher, which will definitely help out, as there's now 1 less soft breacher remaining for the attacking sides. Attackers are now trying to still look for a way in from above, which is going to be one of their focus points. Just getting ready, especially the Buck, just getting ready to make his way in, but also Twitch aware of the positions of one of those players.
Now holding on to the long angle, and look how deep that thing goes, and it's a bit of a face-off here. So there we go. Mute going to go down, but not out. So SMG11 is going to take Twitch off the board. Huge pick in that potential trade. Still now man advantage, even with that person being down. The swing onto Cade. The miss. The find it. Jeez. Takes a double. Holy cow. Buck now going to try to get himself into a third engagement as he puts himself behind cover. And it's going to be Frost looking to get active and swing. And she does take Buck's head off, but it's still going to be the trade coming out and leaving us now into a 2v2 situation with a minute left on the board. But these are both great operators to have if you're going to be wanting to force yourself and execute, which they do. Trying to get active on the vertical, that shoddy, getting him, and he's going to get it before the plant goes down, and
Beautiful.
that's a huge pick. Rush there
Wow.
to clean it up in the end, and it is just a defensive. It's defensive sided. Even though it came down to the 2-2, it is really just being dictated by the defense here.
Yeah, that Buck making a huge significance for the team, really increasing the chances there for the side of Sevens Esports. But then still, Minions, even though they kind of lost their advantage and even lost control over their bomb site, still managing to work things around as they kind of know the default plant spots, managed to make those verticalities just in time and to stop the plants before things turn worse. So for now, it's a 4-4. Finally, the score is equalized and this match is starting to become a whole lot more interesting. It's definitely going to be more interesting than the previous match that we have seen, as this match is already way closer, even after the 8th rounds. So I'm very excited to see how this match will go on for the further upcoming rounds.
Yep, and so we're going to head back up to that 2F location, and you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're going to bring all the same that we had before. Deny the intel, but here's a fun little difference. The frag leader on the defense going to opt for the mute and that shotgun for this top hold, and no Azami to help back up this catwalk area. Interesting pick.
Interesting pick indeed, but for now, we'll just question how this round will go. We have seen it before, how well this bomb site can be defended, and I mean, yeah, like. Oh no, never mind. I was about to say something, but doesn't make sense. Never mind. Scrap it.
Been there, done that. Reverse it. Here we go. On the attacking side of it, got some dedicated for the roam game. This map is huge. Oh, here it is.
It seems like Whiskey is again cutting out for the moment.
Them coming up the stairs. Ooh.
I think you're being cut out again. I don't know. Well, you're back. You're back. Yeah.
Excellent. I love this cheeky C4, and it might pay off right here. Oh, just missing out. And he goes on his cam too, so it would have been the perfect shot. Mira just coming up short. I'm gonna give them keep that hard breacher on the board. That was the ace too. That would have been such a huge pick. And now Sledge starting to get active here in the vending machine. Shots ringing out for kind of bit from both sides. He's finding himself kind of a bit in a pickle, a rock in a hard space, and Warden gets droned out here on the back of these. What is these? I can't remember what those stairs are called.
I'm lost.
Connector stairs.
Connector stairs. I mean, it's written there. Yes, it's written there. Connector. That way. I mean, it's definitely helpful for Ubisoft to put a little sign there to help us out in this case. Meanwhile, the Termites putting out his first Termite charge to open up a wall, new line of sight, and entry points towards the building. But then Russia with a kill there on scrims, taking care of that annoying Dokubi. No more logic calls, potentially no more cams to be hacked. I mean, there's no one down, so she couldn't hack any cam yet so far. But also Termite losing his life, getting revived, but then getting taken care of once more. That's two the attackers down, which will certainly hurt the attack here from the side of Sevens.
Yep, Ace Selma charges, opening up some of those sight lines. Oh, here we go. Another contest with Warden. Is he going to come out on top? No, going to pay the price for his hubris as he was just standing out in the open, a little bit, maybe a little bit feeling himself, didn't put himself to cover, and paid the price for it. So now body bounce tipped back in favor, or still is in favor of the defense, even with that recent kill. And you're going to start to see Ace pushing in, Finka underneath, trying to get that flank going. And it's a bit of a split push, like all the way around, looking like this attacking team. Oh, geez, Mira, that's rough.
That's indeed very rough. A kill that should have gone to the Mira, but Mira punished instead by Huck right immediately righting the wrongs, and with a beautiful double kill, finding two attackers all coming out of Xerox, the Sledge, the last attacker standing. His position is no, he finds one, almost found a second, but needs to fall back a little bit further, back to safety, from where he can regroup himself and find a new way to approach this building. 2 versus 1 situation. His position is still known, a tough position to be in, and it's near Tom Fire with the final kill, securing the third round in a row for Minions. And after a long time, we're seeing Minions here in the lead with a 5-4 score.
Yeah, it seems like the reason that we're seeing Nighthaven picked here was for that defense, right? It's defensive sided, and they've clearly been putting some strats together, and it's working, right? They just completely unanswered what, three in a row, three
Three,
unanswered
yeah.
rounds in a row as we head back down to tank and assembly.
I mean, 3 defensive rows even. I mean, if you even include the attacking rounds for minions, I believe it's even 4 rounds in a row. We can actually get to see it right now. No, I should 3 rounds in a row. So 3 rounds in a row on the defense here from the side of minions. A technical timeout's now coming out from the side of Yacht, which is of Yacht. That was the previous name. It's called Sevens Esports, which is understandable, of course, because the defense or the attack in their case is definitely not going their way. Their defense did go very well. Attack is not going that well so far. And I mean, it's a bit of a do or die moment. Losing 3 rounds in a row, it's now will be the right time to start winning some rounds as well. Because if Minions only wins 1 more round, they will be on match point.
I love the timeout call here. You see it utilized just like you'd see it used in any other sport. You use it to talk about what's going on your team, what's going on the other team. But you, just like you said it, kind of try to slow down some of this momentum that the defense has built up in their favor. Because yeah, if they lose one more, they find themselves on a match point scenario, and that's not a place you want to be taking a timeout because there's no time to adapt. There's no time to change. Right now, statistically speaking, teams that take a timeout.
With this round now going to start, we're going back to the basement. Which,
oh, am I breaking up again? Sorry.
It happens. It happens. I mean, maybe I was the one breaking up. I don't know. I thought you were quiet, yeah. But either way, Discord apparently doing funny things at the moment where it seems like the other player of other caster is silenced, but it's not. So excuse me for that.
Oh, that's
for
okay.
now, yeah, for now, it's we're going back to the basement where Minions, of course, has played once before, and they were very successful on that defensive round. I mean, they started out pretty well for Sevens. They almost got close, but in the end, Minions managed to work things around and still managed to win this round. So we'll see how things goes for this time around.
Yeah, win conditions here for the attacking team. They got to take this Warden off the board. That's got to be step number 1. But they've also got to put maybe a bit more dedication to isolating these players and using the buddy system to take them out instead of taking this 1v1 gunfight in, because Rush is for sure feeling himself right now. And when you're feeling yourself and you've got that confidence, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah, interestingly, not every single wall to the basement is reinforced, which is a very interesting thing, kind of giving away this easy way to open up a new entry point section of the site. I mean, they have chosen to use the ace for it, which would have been a better job for the Buck, but either way, Baby Buck was not in the right area to do so. But this is already like a nice accomplishment here for the attacking side, as they now have a new way inside the building, which they previously did not have.
Yeah, it's something that we're seeing utilized a lot, right? You see it on 2F in Oregon. We've seen it on the clubhouse breaches where you rely on that Mira to more be your breach, your hard breach denial, leaving one side of it open. That's going to be 2 in the favor of the defense, as both Jackal and Nook get taken off the board. And that means that the vertical was not dealt with, and that's going to be is finding another one, Legion capitalizing on it as well. And now, unfortunate for the attacking team in this 5v2 scenario, there's still plenty of time, but this is quite a mountain to climb back from.
Yeah, a match that started so well for the side of Sevens has completely turned around, especially if they keep losing the lives. But it's in the end, it's so it's finally a member of Minions being taken care of. It's now 4 versus 2 situations, still heavily in the favor of the side of Minions, but only 2 members left standing of Sevens who are in a good position. I mean, we can see Maxime getting ready for the potential push in, backed up by the A. So this might be a moment for them to just hop into the bomb site, get ready for this execute, as potentially only 1 or maybe 2 players on the bomb site itself. But Mira Alex in a strong position to deny this push, finds the first, and that's all coming down to Ace, who is also being taken care of by Tom. And this way, this round goes to Minions once more, 4 in a row. Match point achieved. Minions is on a 6-4 score.
Yeah, dominant defensive showing here by the Minions as they just got these locked down, and now we have to see a tertiary site here. It's going to be back to control and storage, and kind of a desperate situation for the attacking team. Haven't been able to find a single round since coming up on the standard split 4-2. That's just a tough spot to be in. And even though the win condition was take Warden off the board, if you do it when you're in a 5v2, it is almost an impactless kill.
Yeah, for now, Sevens like in a do or die moment again, like we have said before. 2 rounds that they need to win in a row. 2 rounds that Minions is getting to end this match. Like, there's a bit of room for error for them as well. They can allow to lose 1 round out of those 2 and still have a chance to win. Without going to overtime, but nice win. How do you call it? A turbine farm? No, how do you call it in English?
What What is it?
The wind turbine farm, which
Oh
is
yeah.
our
The
observer is pointing out there in the distance.
the beautiful turbine farm.
The beautiful turbine farm. And actually, like this map is so big, like you can even see so many structures back, like that are technically part of the map, like part of the building that has been created by Nighthaven Labs or the team Nighthaven. That's not even part of the map, like the playable map.
Yeah, I love the aesthetic. I love
Nice
the feel
scenery.
of it.
Nice scenery.
And I can't wait for the new map too. That's going to be a blast.
I hope
Man.
like after the invitationals, when the map has been in rank for at least one season, that we're just gonna get the good news and that we will hear that it actually will make their way into the competitive map pool. But enough about that. We can actually see the Sevens Esport is making a very quick entry. We can only see 4 players already inside of the basement, which could definitely surprise the minions if they're not ready for this.
Oh man, look at that. Takes the drone off the board. Couple of shots as Rush is trying to get active here in this near the CC stairs. But I love it. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Got to push together. We said that was one of the win conditions here for the attacking team. There was no refrag potential there when the Nook died. Instead, just held the place. Now they are going to get Hog off the board as the L85 going to ring out and claim the life. But Rush still not afraid to just hold this middle push point. Oh, hello.
He's inside. He's going for the plant. In the 4 versus 4 within the first minute almost. That's huge. But Rush unfortunately shutting that down, denying this plant from happening, and potentially a very hurting act here for the side of the attacking team. A 2 versus 3 still in the favor of the attacking team. Maxime able to reclaim the defuse and potentially going for another attempt to plant it on the floor with only 2 defenders still finding a way to retake the bomb site as they don't have any control. But all the verticality might still give them some opportunity here.
Well, we're going to find out right now, and plant is going to start to go down again. Frost trying to look for those default plants, and they've got some pings going on, but not really in the right location. Oh, there's the sniper shotty to find one. Now taking us into a 2v2 in the post-plant scenario. Going to look to find out where he went, and that's now going to take... Oh, jeez. And that, folks, that's it. That was it. The defense just came alive and was just not...
Come on, Alex. That's not how you treat your teammates.
Bit of a troll there at the end of it.
A bit of a troll in the end from the team captain of the team Minions. But yeah, it's clear Minions winning this match with a 7-4 score, where they started with a struggle the first half, ended with a 2-4 score. They completely managed to work things around by winning every single defensive round in a row, 5 in a row without losing a single. I mean, Minions, they had the chance. Oregon or Nighthaven, chose for Nighthaven, got that defense on the second half, and made every single bit worth of it. And did it beautifully.
Yeah, beautiful, no kidding. And we'll just highlight here Rush just being a key member of that team, sitting at that 2.0 KD, 14-7 on Nighthaven. That's a practice strat, and it worked out in their favor. It was a dominant 5 in a row, a 5 unanswered, as Minion's going to head up into that higher bracket there.
Yeah, the closest match we have seen so far in round 3 of the Swiss bracket, as all the previous matches either were like a 7-3, a 7-2, or 7-1. So the closest match by far, a lovely way to get introduced by this map that isn't that new, but is new to ESA Cup, as it's the first time that it's being picked. And yeah, beautiful to see this lovely introduction and this beautiful match being played on that map. For now, that is it. That's it for this second match of today. We have one more coming up, which is going to be Wii Sports versus AGM. A beautiful match, a very interesting match, as both of these teams have been doing very well in the past, also in other competitions. So I'm very excited to see where we'll be going for this match. But for now, we just hold a short break, and hopefully we'll be starting in about 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go anywhere. See you guys soon.
Heyo. What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players, to the heart-pounding action of the ESA Cup Swiss stage. After 2 thrilling matches that have kept us on the edge of our seats, we find ourselves at the decisive third match. The stakes are higher than ever as these esports titans clash in a battle of wits, strategy, and lightning fast reflexes. I am still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, as always, my partner and co-host, still Mr. Bose. What you think, Bose?
I mean, beautiful evening, beautiful matches so far. We now know two teams that will be moving towards the upper part of the brackets of the Swiss stage bracket, and two more teams that will be moving to the lower brackets. Even some matches are already confirmed at this point, as you can see right now on your screen for the 2-1 matches, so the high part of the bracket for next week. So the teams that will be playing promotion matches next week. So yeah, very, very interesting things to see there. And I'm very curious to see how this final match will go. Because like that's the last puzzle piece for today, where we will find out which last team will be filling that final spot and will play against LDL next week, and which team will drop to the lower brackets and will play against some of the other teams that will make it out tomorrow and Thursday when we have some elimination matches going.
Ooh. So we head to our last best of one, and let's pull up. Where the heck are we headed? I bet it's some exotic, fancy map that we've never seen ever before in our lives. Hey, it's Oregon, baby. It's a classic map with classic strats.
Yes.
If you've ever played a round of Siege, you've probably played it on Oregon. So, I mean, this will be a
Mhm.
familiar map site to everybody. Hopefully, we'll see some new strats being brought out, a bit of back and forth. Who knows? We could see it could be special.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing. We don't want to guess Borgen, like you said. Like it's one of those maps that we have seen so many times. We were even talking about this behind the scene. Like, don't get us wrong. Oregon is a great map. It's a good map. It's where great teams play against each other, where teams fall, where teams win. It's a beautiful map, but it's just the pick rate that is just a bit concerning. Like the fact that 33% of the times that we are casting an ESA match is Oregon is just insane. Like that number is just ridiculous. So yeah, I would like to see that 33% going a little bit lower and see a bit more of maps like Night Haven Labs that we just saw right before, but also maps like Skyscraper, Bank, or Oregon. I mean, Bank. Which I was about to say,
Border?
Skyscraper, Bank, Border. Border was the one I was about to say, and Consulates. Those are like maps I would love to see a bit more, and just like a little bit of less Oregon, and potentially even a little bit of less of Clubhouse, actually. Hey,
Yeah. Well, it's
cannot
the
have
great equalizer, right?
yeah,
Sorry about that, Oregon. The
it's
the great equalizer where the two teams. I mean, it can really go either direction on who's taking it out. Is it a
mhm.
best or worst map for either one of these teams? Let's check out the player cards real quick and see where it lines up.
Okay, so for this very first team card, we were looking at Wii Sports, where Oregon is not present in the information that we're seeing right there. We can just tell that Clubhouse is the best map of the ones they have played on OPL, and Cafe is the worst one of the maps they have played on OPL. So not much to go from there based on Oregon, but the 71% win rate is a pretty nice one, which tells me that Wii Sports might be one of the better teams in this competition.
Yeah, no kidding. 71%. That's a huge win rate to be displaying, especially so late here into the Swiss stage. I'm excited to see what this is bringing up. But no Oregon to be seen. What about Team AGM? Let's take a look at what they're bringing to the table here. And there's one, Oregon. Best map, and they've got a 67% win rate. If any one of the battles that we've been seeing set up this evening, this is the one that has got the potential to go the distance.
Mhm. Yeah, I was just quickly looking at head-to-head statistics between these two teams. They did play against each other back in September, so a bit of time ago, where they were playing in Amnesty, where they played on the map Café Dostoevsky. So, that, like we just said, the worst map for Wii Sports, which was also lost by Wii Sports and won by AGM with a 6-8 score. So, still, even though the map is not being played today, Café, it was still a very close match between these two, a 6-8. And well, we have already seen one rematch before today, which was the very first match of the day. Let's see another rematch between these two beautiful teams, because I'm very curious to see how that will go.
Oh,
Well, and to help us get an idea of what we may expect of this match as well, we of course
oh.
always have the predictions done by our production staff and by the viewers. Let's go to the production staff first, where we can see the ones from Ogon, who has been right for every single match today so far and is voting for Wii Sports for this final match of today. But let's look at the others, mostly Wii Sports as well, but Void and Pubble. Those two voting for AGM. So clearly Wii Sports in a big advantage here. But no, there's still some faith in AGM. And well, looking at what the community is expecting for this match, it's again the majority voting for Resports. But a 33% for AGM is not bad either, in my opinion.
Yeah, no kidding. And put me on that mark too. AGM, I'm calling it. They're going to be back and forth, and it's going to end in that 1v1 showdown that I've been so desperately craving.
Indeed, and as I heard, the match should be starting pretty soon. All the players are ready, hand cams are ready, so just a matter of time before we receive the feed from our observer, Onyx, who's observing today, and then our producer Void can start this match, the final match of today, the final match of the mid matches of round 3. Before tomorrow, we will be switching towards those lower matches, the elimination matches. So 2 matches, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. Where we'll see goodbye to a team, and we'll see one team move against will remain in the low match for week 4, and will play potentially against the loser of today as well. So yeah, just a little moment here, and then we'll be starting. There we go.
Excellent.
I can hear the map starting, and as we now get to see the beautiful scenery of the map Oregon, located in the United States of America. That's your home country.
Yep.
Lead us in.
Yep. So it's Oregon. It's a classic map, right? Look to see some vertical play being brought out here. Hatch is going to be essential for dropping into that bunker war area. 2F being probably going to be our primary site. Bans, right? Let's talk about them. They could be potentially. I'm not having anything on my live screen here.
You might need a little refresh there, but I'll just take over in that
goes.
case. The first operator ban coming out from Team Blue, so in that case, it is Wii Sports playing as Team Blue, is Montaigne. Operator ban that you don't per se see too often on a map like Oregon, but can definitely make a difference. So yeah, maybe also a bit of a target ban. Maybe they know more. Maybe they have studied the opponents, but Monty is the first one to go.
Yeah, interesting. Getting the shield off the board first. And yeah, my live is just struggling. I'm going to reset that. So get us through these bans, and I will be right
surely.
back.
No problem at all. The Ying is the second operator to leave the battlefield, to be banned from this battlefield. Like one of the most banned operators currently on the attacking side. Actually, the most banned operator, followed by Fenrir, who is closely following as the second most banned defender, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, second most banned defender. Almost 50% of the matches go without Fenrir on the board. And then if Solus is the next one to follow in line, which is not essentially Azami, which makes some sense here on the map like Oregon, we do have our collection of banned operators for this map.
Yeah, Azami, huge, right? And she's had some relatively new strats starting to come out, both on the 2F and the bunker site. So seeing her banned out, and she is so strategic in completely changing the landscape of a site. I can see why we get her off, right? Every cheeky peeky angle you thought you knew, every pre-fire that you normally take is null and void when Azami is on the board, because she just creates all of those new sight lines, all of those new potential crouch throughs. So, yeah, of course, we see her off the board, but that leaves one person on the board who's very excited to watch, and that is Solus.
Yeah, Solus, again, just like the previous map, one that tends to be banned most of the time, is going to be played for today. So I'm very excited to see her once more in action. And for this very first basement bomb site, we're not seeing a pitch yet, understandably, as there's not as much soft flooring here in this basement. I believe there's actually none soft flooring even. But we will likely see it later on once we are playing on the top floor.
Yeah. So we head down to the Bunker Wars to start us out here, and it's going to be a bit of a classic setup, right? If we head down to Bunker, we're going to bring the Mira. She's essential for holding on to that blue bunker area and potentially looking into that freezer area. Mozzie for the intel, but something that's been a reoccurring theme of the evening. Bunch of C4s on the board. A little bit of intel deny also is Mute. Going to try to shut down any sort of attempt to take that Mira off the board. With, of course, the Habanas they're already starting to get active onto that bunker area. Twitch going to try to get that drone in there and take care of it, but going to lose it immediately. And that's one vital shot and one Twitch drone off the board.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate one, but luckily she still has one more, but she needs to make it count, as it will be her final drone. And those mirror windows, I can imagine how badly she actually wants to pop some of those out, as it will really hurt the defense here from the side of Wii Sports. For now, first logical coming out means the attackers are getting ready to put some kind of pressure. I mean, most of them have entered the building, and I believe every single defender is actually playing on site at the moment, which is totally possible on a bomb side like this, which has like the advantage that the defenders will stay alive a bit longer and can put their pressure on where they're needed. But it also gives quite a bit of free space here for the attacking team to get a control over the map, open some of those hatches, put some pressure from above, and get ready for potential execute.
Yeah, and as Mozzie got active up earlier, given a little bit of that phantom pressure, a little bit of that ghost presence, it's really making this attacking team kind of slow down and have to really clear every single area because the flank is real on Oregon, and that is just the dang truth. So, minute and 29 left on the board, all bunkered down into a classic turtle strat, and we're going to see, of course, those hatches starting to get opened up as there's no K to stop that. The hatch queen going to have free reign on those, that vertical presence being absolutely necessary, and Smoke already getting active with those canisters on the back, only having one left, but doing an effective job at stalling them out here.
And the shotgun, we have seen so many times how strong he can be in this position. Basically, anyone who gets around the corner, if he times the shot right and aims it right, will do so much damage, or potentially even enough to fully take out an attacking player. So very strong position for him to be in. And his counterpart in mute, again, also with the same shotgun, playing here on the back, holding the SMG instead, but unfortunately getting taken out by a nice headshot with the DMR by Sutter. And it's the first opening kill here from the side of on the side of AGM. And 35 seconds remaining. They need to get ready for some more kills because they need and do still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, no kidding. That's going to be a huge exchange as they were chasing that smoke down. Oh, my Lord. And the double going to ring out. That, oh, my Lord. The DMR just absolutely devastating as K-Souther just getting absolutely active. And now plant starting to go down. It's all resting on the shoulders of Mozzie. No C4 to deny this plant. He's going to have to swing it, but he's going to lose that battle. K-Souther coming up on him. Was that a 4-piece?
It might have been. I mean, we'll see the scoreboard likely soon, so then we will know for sure. But a beautiful run nonetheless here from the side of AGM. And that's the first point secured for them. Wii Sports did do a good job on entering the building, getting some control, and getting ready for an execute. But with the time remaining, the members of AGM just need to put so much pressure and got picked off one by one. And in the end, caused them to lose this round.
Yeah, it's the reason we see Doka be banned out so often. Yes, she's great for getting that roam clear and making sure that nobody's around you, but that DMR, right, absolutely devastating in the hands of somebody who knows how to use it. And we can just ask Onigiri, right? He set the SI world record with the DMR for kills in a match at like 27, and he did it on the back of a DMR. So in the hands of somebody that knows how to use it, absolutely devastating. In K-Souther, well, 4-0 says he knows how to use it.
Yeah, Sutter indeed getting that 4K like you're already suggesting. So a beautiful play here from here. And if it works, it works. He's going to do the same thing once more. And I'm very curious to see if he will be just as successful as the previous round.
Yeah, it's going to be a second verse, same as the first, with a little bit of a change here. We're going to see the Wamai come out instead of the smoke, but they're thinking that they have that bunker strat ready, and that potentially they're thinking maybe K-Souther just was in a good position to get the kill, so they think they can hold it a little bit better. So we're going to see it again. Second verse, same as the first. Which going to do the same exact. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I guess you were cutting out again for me. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, Texas once again getting ready to enter the building, finding a way in to get some ground on their favor. But no, this is Bravery just waiting for Vapex, which is getting around the corner. Beautiful headshot, taking out the gridlock. A very annoying operator, which the defenders now no longer need to worry about. Exactly what the members of Wii Sports need in this situation. That's a down 1 round. Just this opening kill will definitely help them. But for now, the attackers are getting ready. Sutter with a deadly DMR already inside on the top floor, looking for any roamers, but I believe there are none anymore. So every defender once again playing downstairs, which did work out pretty well for them last time rounds. But the attackers just getting ready for a potential execute soon, or at least put some pressure on the bomb side.
Yeah, it worked out all the way until it didn't. That DMR took them all off the board. So here we go. Vertical starting to get opened up, and you can see that that they've opened up a ton of rotations, so to be quick access between these two vertical holds, and basically what you're seeing is the attack team get set up into place so they can all execute at once, which is what you saw in the last one. They all pushed at the same time, and were able, it's like a 3, 2, 1, and then the kills just ring out, and this is
Yeah.
exactly what's happening now as well. So now the thing is, they're going to have to do it without the body balance, and they lost their nades and tracks, so that oh, here we go. This is what we were talking about. So it's going to be the smoke onto the mirror, the drop down into freezer, and then the potential push. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah. The smoke is being thrown, disrupting the visibility from this mirror, but Weedy is playing right behind it. Of course, the Warden is in play, can perfectly use his gadgets to look through the smoke, to look through any flashbangs, and he's perfectly using that in this situation, getting ready for the defender to expose himself, and he does. Mankind getting taken care of, 5 versus 3 right now, with 45 seconds remaining. Attackers need to find a way in, and they don't have that much control at the moment. They need to make it happen as the time is getting very low.
Yep. Time waits for no man, and that includes the attacking team. But now find themselves, oh my lord, just like that, now into a 2v2, just like that. This is again winnable for the attacking team. It's going to be Twitch with that F2 starting to get active, but she will go down, and now all onto the shoulders of the Bonnet. Going to send out a flash, going to find one in the back. Now putting us into ooh. Putting us into nothing. Weedy West going to finish that one up, and yet again another set of rounds in a row where the Warden is coming in clutch, especially in the late round.
Warden with a beautiful angle to finish things up brings us once again for the third time this evening with a 1-1 score to start things off. The first match wasn't super close. The first match was a 2-7 in the end. Well, the second one then went to the 4-7. This match again is starting off with a 1-1. If things continue to get closer and closer, then this match is going to be beautiful. But for now, at least it's starting nicely, evenly, and I hope that this will continue in a similar way as the evening progresses.
Yeah. So let's head up to 2F. Let's take a look at that top floor site, and I'm gonna not opt for any real dedicated hard breach. They are gonna have the mute with that intel denial and potential for that wall denial as well. But really gonna rest on putting some crossfire positions into place instead. And you're gonna see them. Oh, right. He said down first. He's got to get his gadgets out so they get no head holes either. This is going to be an interesting setup here. I wonder if it's going to stick in that same vein of the bunker strategy, where we're going to have not very much dedicated roam game. Everybody going to be dedicated into sight.
And this will be the first time that we are seeing this bomb site, so of course we will be full of surprises. But Larry just opting to go for that Amaru. We have seen so many times how strong Amaru can be. Even yesterday we saw her on this specific map just doing so much damage. So I'm very curious to see how things will go. But, by the way, interestingly, getting damaged a little bit there. I'm not sure if that was friendly fire or he was trying to go for some kind of spawn peek and got punished for it. But that's the first bit of damage done.
Yep. Yeah, no kidding. You don't want to go into this 3/4 down. But getting active for the spawn peak here, and it's going to be unfortunately not in his favor. Nook going to take him off the board and now puts body balance in favor of the attackers. With Nook on the board, 2 sets of grenades, right? That grenade switch up, making Gridlock a very viable option outside of just the tracks. Could be changing here pretty quickly, but still, just a completely OP operator. Gun good, gadget good, and nades. Let's go.
Yeah, attackers just getting ready to find a proper way in. We can see various attackers going for this big tower where they will hopefully will be able to open up the wall and create a new way to approach the building from there. But likely that also the attackers will at one point try to approach from a different area as well, which is in this case the master bedroom. But Terma now is going for that first breach, opening up this wall, and will have a very nice line of sight and potential good entry point to go for and execute at one moment later.
It's K-Souther again, going to find a dome piece and take Wamai off the board, taking body bounce heavily in favor of the attacking team, rushing up into sight. Nook now just incredibly active. It's going to be mute on the flank, and Warden trying to come back from the attic, but he's going to get taken down, and now Plant is starting to go down. It's all on the shoulders of the mute, and he is going to be dealt with swiftly as K-Souther already having an absolutely fantastic game of Siege.
Yeah, and the rounds going back and forward for now, as it was AGM getting the first round, then Wii Sports winning a round, and now it's back to going to AGM, reclaiming the lead with a 1-2 score, where yet again, Wii Sports will do the same thing they have done before, just going for the same bomb site one more time, going for a second attempt, and just do better, which worked out well for the basement, but will it work for the top floor?
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. They are going to bring a little bit of a switch up. Sola's going to be on the board to get active from down below instead of that Mozzie. Ooh, and look at that.
Uh,
An early
that's
timeout. I
Yeah,
like the
you
call
almost
here.
wonder what's going on there. Like if there's issues or I don't know. Like it's soon. It's a very quick and early call out. Which I mean, fair. Like you have the chance if you want to, you can do it. But
Well, here's the deal, right? It's statistics don't lie, and generally, the team that takes the time out and takes a second to talk about it, like an alarming like 75% of the time, get the round win afterwards, directly after that timeout. So utilizing it anywhere, especially if you're feeling like you're maybe caught a bit on the back foot, is a good idea. But it's a disconnect, so it's not going to be the case. Is they're just having some actual issues, and that's a bit tough.
yeah, so from what I'm hearing, apparently the reason for this time was like some kind of bug that was with one of the players. This is why he just left the game. He's just quickly going to restart the game and will be rejoining soon. So hopefully we can resume this game pretty quickly. But yeah, this also gives us like yeah, like I said, like it's a bit of a timeout. It's for both teams now have this timeout and it works in both ways. Gives us a bit of moment to just talk about what this means for so far. A 1-2 score in the favor of AGM was playing as the offensive team on Oregon.
Yeah, well, so here's the deal, right? In the standard split, and we can still consider Oregon a defense, even if it's just by a small margin. Still
Hmm.
defensive sided. The attacking team's already done the job, right? They've already hit the quota necessary for the round split, taken hitting that two round win mark. So anything after
Hmm.
this is just icing on the cake for them, because when they get into their defense, then it's going to be where they really start to set in and get their stride going, as it's probably where most of the focal point for your strat making for Oregon is done at, is that defense.
Yeah, true. I mean, indeed, good work from the attacking team so far. I just quickly brought up the statistics for ESA Cup specifically when it comes to Oregon, or even this season specifically, and that's actually 45% for the attacking team and 55% for the defensive team. So that's actually quite significant.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yay, made it back in. Let's go.
The player indeed has rejoined, luckily, so we can now resume the game. Just getting a chance to actually pick an operator, which is going to be Amaru, because it was Larry was the one who unfortunately had the issues and had to rejoin the game. But with everyone now back in the game and ready to play, we can start with the fourth round, where, like I said, we're going back to the bomb site, which was just played here by the side of Wii Sports. A second attempt to do better, like they did with the basement.
I like sometimes going back to the site, right? If you feel like maybe it was just a silly mistake for the reason that you lost the round. But if it becomes the pattern, that gets a little bit tough, right? Because that's going to put you on the back foot every time. You have to wait and see what they bring to the table um, for the site. Well, you're going to end up being on the losing end of those numbers eventually. And so Solus on the board now. And this is going to be huge. This is where we see that Solus come into play quite a bit, right? She can see when somebody's on their phone, so the run out then starts to become prevalent and can detect a bit of where that push is potentially coming from. And she's going to be active on the spawn peak right now.
Yeah, Solos operator we've been waiting to see for this map, and she's now being brought out. Attackers on the way to find a way in. Craver just patiently waiting for an attacker to just peek right around the corner before she can take the head off. We might see it happen, but Larry, I mean, he's getting close. He's getting close. He will be shot. He found, and it's Craver finding the opening headshot there on Larry. It's the Amaru, the player who rejoined because of the issues already taken care of. And this leaves us with a 5 versus 4.
Yeah, that was a bit of the siege timing there. She got caught on the back foot, went to go pick the drone up, paid the price for not checking the window, and that's going to be body bounce tipped in favor of the defense, and kind of in line with how we've been seeing this rounds go. The attacking team will take one, the defense will respond, and that's going to be Vapix finding the kill onto Weedy. Nook getting active yet again with that FMG. Still got 2 nades in the hand, and that's going to equalize this man count.
Terman now getting ready after the EMP nade was thrown to open up this wall, which is a nice line of sight and entry point for the attackers to work with, and a potential place to enter for a potential execute. So nice amount of control established by the attacking team so far. I think every single defender is mostly playing on side with just that that Soul is playing a bit further away, as she will do a part from below potentially or just later on. But for now, attackers are already in a very good spot.
Yeah, no kidding. So 4 minute and 23 left, and everybody kind of getting to that hurry up and hold pattern. And Soul's going to start to make their way back into sight as they're going to start to get themselves set up and ready for that execute. Oh man, K Souther getting ripped off the board. The dome piece of the P and the P90 and the dome piece. No way, grenade. Sheesh. Phantom going to be put to his namesake, as now we put ourselves into a 3-3 scenario with 57. It's holding the long angle as well. Here's him pushing in. He's got a lot of pressure coming in from this backside. And he's going to guard it a little bit by holding down or by hitting that Goyo and taking the swing, and he's going to find it. What a shot. Now taking man advantage definitely in the favor of the defense, especially as we find ourselves on this last 38 seconds.
Yeah, 2 defenders remaining versus 3. 2 attackers remaining versus 3 defenders. A tough job for them to be in. White Stairs in flames, which makes it difficult for the attacher to push up. But in the end, he has made his way up to the White Stairs. His position is unfortunately not. After gets a kill on Arp, it's all coming down to the Thatcher, who is all running through the flames, doing loads of damage, and then getting finished by this mutes and securing yet another round. This time for Team Blue. Like I said, we keep going on, and we're now finding ourselves on a 2-2 score, where this match is starting to look very, very close.
Yeah. Okay. So now here's the kind of going to be the decider, right? It took them 2 rounds to win basement the first time, 2 rounds to win their 2F site. Is that going to be the pattern that still holds on? Or because we've seen basement already once before, you maybe be a little bit set up and ready, potentially showing the blitz early. Oh, I'd love a quick execute through elbow.
Yeah, I mean, we recently saw a beautiful, beautiful rush coming from elbow, from blue, from construction by the attacking team, and we might see it one more time. It's just, Wii Sports in a potential very dangerous spot. It's just really up to the members of AGM to scout ahead, find proper information to see whether they can go through with this rush or not. Likely, if enough members of Wii Sports are playing offside and focusing the utility offside, we might see this rush happen. But before, in the previous time that Wii Sports was playing on the bomb side, we might have only seen 1 or 2 roamers. Yeah, I think only 1 or 2. So the amount of presence on the bomb side itself might be enough to stop a potential rush like this.
Yeah, no kidding. Rushing in with a full 5 bunker down is a really rough scenario to put yourself in, and we have seen countless times before with that.
And operators are locked in, so the rush might happen. At least the attackers might be thinking about doing the rush, as they will likely attempt it at one point. They are mostly spawning there. They're all spawning there at the bunker, at the construction site. And likely after they have opened up some walls, got the last bit of information, they will go through. We can see Quake is getting ready. The rush might happen soon.
Yep, so it's going to be the push onto. Oh, geez. Buck a little bit short, and he's going to get himself. Oh, there we go. Blitz getting active onto that elbow.
Turning his back on the other players, getting damaged quite a bit. But unfortunately, no, it's 4 versus 4. Stutter there on the floor. And with a 4 versus 3, 2 versus 3, it's just so many deaths from either side. It's now currently the attackers in the favor. They might have some control over the bomb side yet. They might have not. No, I don't think they have yet, but the attackers are still in a good position to do so. 2 defenders left who are in a good position to find and stop the attackers in their tracks. But as Larry is currently carrying the diffuser and there's no C4 remaining whatsoever, he might be able to make his way in and go for a plant. But the play in freeze is one big problem. Finds Vapes, takes him out. 2 versus 1. The advantage for the attacking team unfortunately lost. It's all coming out of Larry, who now finds the head of the Warden playing in Freezer. And now we find ourselves in 1 versus 1. Afla, can he stop the plan from happening? He has some impacts which might assist him in doing so. But with Larry going and looking for this Goyo, it might end up with a gunfight.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, flash is starting to ring out, and that's the self flash. A little devastating there. Still trying to suss out where the heck this guy is, and there's the swing. Oh, whoa! Jeez! Ripped his head right off. What a flick to end that round in the favor of the attackers. Wow. Okay, so it's been just about the same as we've been seeing the whole way through. Attackers will win a round, defense will answer. Well, it's going to be the same. We're going to see the Bunker Wars one last time for the final round before the op swap.
A 2-3 score. Attackers doing it very well on this map, which is within ESA has been somewhat defensive favored with the 55% for their side. Still 3 rounds on the board for the attacking side. It's huge for a match like this. The question is, will we see a 2-4 split, which is even better for the attacking side, or will the members of Wii Sports fight back and at least turn it into 3-3, which for a somewhat for quite a balanced map like Oregon is still doable.
Yeah, if I'm defense, I'm shaking in my boots here. There's nothing more than I want than that I don't want than a 3-3 scoreline on a clearly aggressive team, right? But you want at least the 3-3. You don't want to go into your attacking half being down in the numbers substantially. So a 4-2 could spell disaster here. For the defense, they've got to secure this round. But if history shows us anything, it's been a back and forth. Attack wins one, defense figures it out, runs it back, and does it again. So we'll see if that same pattern seems to ring true here. New defender on the board though. Capitao going to make his way out. Well, I love the Capitao call. Help flush that mirror out.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say help flush that mirror out potentially when they're sitting on that freezer area. Yeah.
Mira, one of those operators he could flash out. Of course, also the deployable shield is once again in place, so a very crucial position to push the player out so they can storm their position a little bit more safely. So that's why we like to see the Capitao, who has seen a bit of an increase in the spec rate recently.
Can't get that drone in through the window. That is unfortunate. Everybody's swinging and missing on that one. Yeah, seen it a couple of times here where Capitao will take that laundry hatch, fire out the freezer, and then drop down and try to take the engagement on closet. I wonder if that's going to be the way that it plays out. I think it's definitely a good adaptation for the attacking team here to try to get a bit of an advantage on the defense and not let them capitalize on another bunker site.
The very normal attack here from the attacking side so far, mostly focusing on the northern side, which is like the backstage, construction, and meeting area. Hatches are being opened up. Attackers are just getting ready, just peeling away some of those layers of defensive setup. But Quavery already finding Vapex, the Nuck who was trying to go for potentially a sneaky play, already taken care of. Also, some nades being lost. A very unfortunate loss for the attacking side here.
Yeah, and what a fun operator to see come out, right? We're going to see Ayana back on the board. After that nade, I guess, nerf, she has been surprisingly absent in a lot of picks, but still incredibly beneficial, right? She's got that forever drone in the Gemini replicator. She still comes with flashes and a great gun. Ooh, the swing on. Capitao going to lose his life to the Vector, and that's going to be Jaeger on the trade, and Flores to go down now as well, as we find ourselves quickly in the favor of the defense. Yet again, standard pattern. Now it's going to be another shot as Goyo gets taken off the board, now taking us into a 3v2 situation that's going to be a bit of a turnaround, right? A little bit of a regroup, get some intel, and try to figure out how they're going to make this final push in here, this 46 seconds.
Yana quickly scouting for some information to go on. I mean, that's very valuable, especially these moments. And as he now gets his third kill, it's Phantom taken care of. We're back with an equal man count of a 2 versus 2. Rotation or the extension now have been reinforced, so they will need to open up if they want to use it. But waiting with a shotgun, finding Mankai, taking care of him, and all coming out of Quaver, who now knows the position of this smoke mute, but unfortunately lets him stay away, but finds the kill on the other player. Instead, that's the Warden taking care of. The mute being extremely low in HP. One bullet or one single bit of damage will easily take him out. And he needs to be very careful. Flashbang still in play. However, does the Hibana know where the mute is playing? She doesn't seem to be know. The mute goes for the flank, but unfortunately, no. The Hibana still finds him after he misses a shot. Also very low in HP as well. She barely made it out alive, but secures the kill and secures yet another round win for the offensive side of AGM. A 2-4 split. Holy shit.
Wow. Yeah, that is going to live rent-free in Mute's head for many, many days to come because it was just the perfect shot, right? And just unfortunately whiffed in a very bad way, losing his life, and then putting yourself really far down in that score line going into your attacking side. Now, if they can bring that same aggression to the table here on their attacking side, I guess that's what's really going to come down to, right? Which of these teams is going to be setting the pace? They did a really great job on attack. Let's see what they're going to bring to the defense.
And the defense should benefit them even further, but of course, play styles might differ per team, and therefore also their success rate. But we'll see how things go. We're now going back to the logically basement bomb site first, which is just technically the strongest bomb site. It makes favorable. Mirror coming out once more. I mean, we have seen this bomb site so many times. There's nothing too remarkable about the setup, really. For now, we're just seeing the last bits of their setup being prepared and being finished up before we can see the attackers looking for a way. Of course, Resports in a tight situation, 2 points behind
Yep,
on
there
their
we go.
opponent.
It's
They need to
classic
do
bunker wars, and
something.
we're going to get started on the back end of the half here.
Yeah, Resports is looking for a way to at least get some points on the board, to find a way to make things workable for them, to get some points, to equalize at least a little bit. But with Weedy already making a quick entry, of course, on the Maru, using the grappling hook to make a quick entry into the big tower. She might find soon the Jaeger who's playing there, but no, Atla finding the kill instead. That's Sutter already being taken care of. One of the better player, no, actually the best player in terms of kills on the side of AGM, and that's one less player to worry about in this case.
Yeah, top frag overall. Currently sitting. Now, it's going to be the swing around, but look at this, the buddy system in place here, because shots are going to start to ring out. So they're going to put some pressure on it and wait for the wraparound of the other player. Oh, C4 going to ring out and take Weedy off the board. That's going to equalize that body bounce now. Still 2 minutes left on this board as the early aggression and the early picks get traded out. Nook leaving himself very damaged in that last exchange.
But the 4 versus 4, we now have seen the first minute of this round, a very quick start of the round, which now is starting to slow down a little bit more, giving the attackers some time to actually do what they need to do, open up those hatches, peel away those layer of defensive material that the defenders have placed down, and start focusing on the bomb site itself. Every single defender now playing on site, giving the attackers the room they need, and just doing a bit of drone work, just finding those defensive players, and soon getting ready to put some pressure on the bomb site below.
Yep, and Nomad to help guard that flank as they start to get that vertical presence established. Habana opening up all those hatches, but here we go. Mute again on that bunker. Oh, yowza!
Wow.
Ah,
yeah,
goodbye,
Nate kills. We
Vapex,
might see them for the
good
very
night.
last
The
time, or
C4
at
gonna
least this
send
effectively.
him to the nether rounds.
Yeah, like I was about to say, Nate kills. We might see them for as effectively for the last time during this match, as Quake now gets a kill on Phantom and equalizes the man count once more. It's a 3 versus 3 with Afla very low in HP, unfortunately for him. But with 55 seconds, the attackers need to make a way towards the bomb site very soon, as they are in a tight situation. They need to still establish some control. But with every single defender, I believe, playing on site, at least I can see 2 for now. They are still up for a pretty big challenge. Afla going for the drop, getting ready for a potential execute, making his way into the bomb site, where he's now in a pretty good situation to potentially catch any defender off guard, but no, it's the one right around the corner, getting the kill instead. Ibana, however, with 2 beautiful kills, leaving Larry all left standing, throwing at C4, or at least picking out C4, throwing in now, not finding any bit of damage whatsoever, but getting cornered by 2 attackers, completely cornered here in this position in blue bunker, but still finding the kill on his, and finding 2 kills. The rounds being won here by the side of the orange team. Wii Sports yet again another round for them. Oh, sorry, AGM, another round for them, putting them on a 2-5 score.
Yeah, no kidding. Really heads up play, keeping his head on the swivel. Knew that the push was coming from both directions and just responded magnificently. Never giving up hold of that elbow bunker area. Just an absolutely beautiful play there. Oh man. Okay, so gonna head up to 2F as the defense gonna find themselves the first win there on the bunker site. And now of course defense 1 away from a match point scenario. It's gonna we got to see some active. We got to see the attack team get active here. What do you think, Bose? What is the win condition here? What can the attacking team do to get back up in the scoreline?
First of all, they need to stay alive. They don't need to get the opening kills against them, which they have been doing somewhat well in the previous rounds. But just go back to the basics, like open up the walls that you need to open and get the proper kind of control. Don't take too long. Be effective. Have those drones pre-placed so at least have an idea where the other players are playing. Just open up those walls, get those opening kills, and then get ready for the executes. Don't overpeak. And what else, Whiskey?
I think that's pretty much it, except for the only thing that I would add is we're not seeing enough the buddy system in play, right? The attack team is just losing their ones. And so, what do? We throw another body at that. We start to isolate some of these players and try to win them in the 2v1 push. Now, unfortunate, that didn't work out for them on the last, but they didn't quite push together. Weedy going to find the first kill onto Vapex, and that's a good way to start it out, getting the Goyo off the board. He's sitting at 6-6 currently, and oh man, a couple of shots onto that attic, not going to find anything. Sees the dome, is going to find one. Weedy now takes K Souther off the board, and that is going to be body bounce tipped in favor of the attacking team. It is going to be the Ash to fall next, as we still have the Orcs being active down in that split area.
Yeah, with a 4 versus 3, we're still in the first minute. You would almost forget that this round hasn't even been going on for a minute and already lost 4 players, of which 3 on the side of AGM. This is exactly what Resports need, a good round on the boards before it's too late. Only Mankai left standing on his feet to do something for the team. His position is currently not known, so he might be able to go for a nice surprise, but his drop might have been hurt by Cravery, who indeed gets the kill there. And finally, after seeing so many rounds going to the side of AGM, Resports finally puts one on the board and hopefully creates a bit of momentum and a bit of positivity within the team, which might lead to more rounds going towards them.
That's right. Only now 2 away from evening it up, and we're going to see that pattern continue as we're going to see 2F played yet again. And going to be the same exact thing, except for going to add a little bit of an element of surprise. Capcan going to make his way onto the board, and this is great for a really aggressive attack team, right? Now, of course, they're going to suss out some of those gadgets, and at this level of gameplay, you expect nobody to die from the Capcan because they're visible, because you have drone work, but it happens regularly and is a great way to stop a really aggressive team, especially when the gunfight's going on.
I love it when Capcan comes out in those unexpected situations. I'm very curious to see how much impact he will have throughout this round. Only with all those Goyo canisters, a lot of deadly actions might happen. And we will just see how things go for this round. At least Resports got a taste of victory, or at least for a round. The question is, will they be able to keep it up and find more where that came from?
Yeah, I think they will, right? I think they got a little bit of momentum. They tasted it on the attack side. They know it's possible, and they're going to go back and attack this same site yet again. Now, Capcan getting active down towards this window, potential for the run out or the jump out or potential for the spawn peak. And if they haven't sussed them out in the shower area, that is going to be absolutely devastating. He's on the cams. He's waiting for it, waiting for the call that they're there. Now they hear the repel. Not going to get the call to jump out. Okay, so he's going to be in that hurry up and wait. You're going to see some tower activity as they're going to Amaro going to get some of that tower presence pretty quickly.
Yeah, and Leanne Sutter was so focused on the potential jump out, gets punished there by Aflower. And once again, opening kill coming from Wii Sports, exactly what they need. Of course, the mission isn't completed yet. There's still 4 more defenders to go through, but at least that first step has been made in the right direction.
Yep, and those gridlocks down, stopping some of that rotate around, stopping that flank, cutting off those rotates. And, you can easily shoot them, but that, of course, is that sound cue, and it gives away. So you'll be, so they know that you're coming. They're going to start to open up this master breach bedroom area. Flora sending in the Rotero drones to really cause that distraction and that damage, take out all of that extension util that is so freaking vital. Potentially that mute as well.
For now, they're just needing to find a way to put some further pressure. Ace is being one of those important factors in this, as he's now able to open up the walking closet wall, putting a lot of pressure on the bomb site itself and creating new entry point and line of sight. And also, Amaru already putting loads of pressure, already dropping all the way through Attic, getting ready to put some pressure on kids or the bombs or drums itself. In a very good position to cut off some various rotates.
Yep, and gridlock off the board. That's the set of grenades gone as well. Now it's starting to get a little bit hot here as they start to push in, and that's going to be West finding one onto Vapex now. Body bounce tipped back in favor of the attacking team. They've got the sight line set up. You're going to see them start to get in and ready for the execute, but they are holding the long angles. Defense not to be put down. Oh, man. Siege timing just is going to miss that shot as it goes onto the right side. Goyo canister to block off those white stairs, but it's going to end soon. Orcs goes down. And now, oh no, it's all on the shoulders of Larry yet again. Can he pull off a crazy clutch? I don't know.
With the 3 versus 1, it's a very difficult position, especially with Phantom now going for the plan, so the time is starting to tick. But we are really going for the job, finding the final kills here. Or actually, yes, really going for the final kills. and it's a round again going to the blue team, the team of Wii Sports, winning 2 rounds in a row now on the attack. So 4-5 score right now, 1 point away from equalizing the score with AGM. And yeah, Wii Sports doing very, very well to make up for their poor rounds before.
They must be listening to you, Bose, because you gave them the win conditions and then they brought it to the house 2 times in a row. So, I mean, let's go. A little bit of a comeback here. Nobody likes to see a blowout. And now we're one away from evening up. We're going to see the attack team take a timeout, as it looks like we had a bit of a disconnect there as well.
Yeah, so unfortunately, disconnect indeed happening, which hopefully doesn't take too long. 1 minute of 1 minute plus the technical time. That's what I'm hearing. But again, I mean, the technical time at this point is not too bad here because the technical time came out from Team Wii Sports, right? From Team Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's a technical timeout here. Oh, yeah, of course, it's literally written there in big letters, blue team timeouts. Duh. But yeah, basically for Team Wii Sports, I mean, they have gotten 2 rounds on the road. This might disrupt their momentum a little bit, but at the same time, they have now find the right track, the right path to go from. And if they can keep this up, if they can just communicate well enough, like this is what we need to do, this is how we need to continue, then this should hopefully help them to get some further rounds. But at the same time, AGM is also getting these timeouts. They have just lost 2 rounds in a row on the defense, which should be the favorite side. Also, they cannot communicate and find ways to counter Wii Sports a bit better.
Yeah, so we're going to head back down to the bunker site, right? It's a classic map and done pretty well here by the defense as they run that first round when they played it. But yeah, getting to a do or die situation, and this could work in the favor of either team. Right, getting a second to talk about it, getting a second to talk about what the enemy team is doing, how they're building that momentum, where those pushes are coming from, and giving the defense a second to actually think about how they want to play it. And you can already see some picks changing here as K Southers put themselves onto the Cade to stop some of that vertical action, to force them to bring that Thatcher along. So yeah, lots of different possibilities that could potentially come out of this timeout. We'll see if the attack team is going to be able to keep that momentum or if defense is going to capitalize.
Yeah, with Quavery now returning, we're just waiting for him to pick an operator, so he has a fair chance to decide which operator he wants to play. Even though he's an attacker, he could do the 6-pick. But just a little bit of patience will pay off as he now has decided to go for Grim. The timer is now going to be resumed. With his 5 versus 5, we can now continue with his 4-5 score. Wii Sports on a 2-round win streak on the offense. And like you said, indeed, will they win another one? Will they bring it to the 5-5 score and equalize us with a very, very cool score? Or will AGM fight back and secure some more rounds? Just waiting for that for the timer to continue, but now finally continues. And we're going to laundry supply room.
Yep, it's Bunker Wars. One of my favorite things to do in Siege is play the homies in Bunker Wars, and here's where it happens. So anytime we get a bunker on the comp scene, it's always going to be a fun call, and I like already some of the stuff that we're seeing. Grim being brought out. Now, his recent rework, right, doesn't have to put himself into harm's way to utilize his gadget. And in the game of intel and inches, man, those bees, they reign supreme. I love the Grim call. I hope he stays on the board.
Yeah, once again, this basement bomb site, it's fairly similar defensive setup that we have seen in the previous time. Mira once again coming out. We have seen how effective she can be and how hard to counter she can be. As this time, there's no Twitch or whatsoever in play. It's really the Hibana who can be the most effective one to do anything about her, really. So I'm very curious to see what Wii Sports has in store to potentially win another attacking round here.
Well, my getting out of there in a hurry, so he's gonna find himself heading back to site, not having survived his potential for that spawn peak. And are they kind of doing the similar thing? Are they all bunkered down? Do we have all the defenders down the site?
I believe so.
Yeah, so going to run that same strat, and it's going to be Case Other getting active on the Jiggle Peak, trying to catch somebody slipping and put him sleeping in that bunker area. Flores going to start sending in those Rotero drones, and he is huge for taking care of that extension util, especially into elbow, especially clearing the Mira out. We'll want to take care of that from above. Yeah, so he is definitely starting to get active here. They did keep the Grim on it. I love it. I wonder if I wonder how that's going to play out in sussing out where the heck these defenders are.
And no casualties within this first minute, which is a good thing for either of the two teams. I mean, we have already seen plenty of kills before in the first minute, so at least it's a bit better for both of these two teams. But of course, the attacking team will need to make things work, and the timer working in that disadvantage. So they are the one who need to make the steps here. And we are just starting out a little bit slower here, but at least they have opened up some hatches. They are dealing with some bits of utility here and there, which will help them later on. Like 8 in this very difficult position here. He needs to be very careful. Does get a kill on Weedy, however, so at least that's one person dealt with. But he needs to be careful of those players coming from those back stairs.
Yeah, not only is it one person dealt with, but it's the top frag off the board. 10-7. Weedy was getting active in the last couple of rounds. So body balance now tipped in favor of the defenders, and especially as the time starts to wind down. Minute left on the board. This is going to start to play out into the defenders' favor, and we could be looking at a match point scenario. It's going to depend on this exchange here, or this next volley of exchanges.
And Nate's being thrown again. Sutter being injured with a well-cooked nade. He is not fully out yet. He could technically be revived, but with him being in a tricky situation and also very little time remaining, it's unlikely it will happen. Quake with a kill on Quavery, a 3 versus 5. Larry with a kill on Afla, a 2 versus 5. It's starting to fall apart here for the attacking team, unfortunately, who has won so many rounds in a row. And as Quake and Larry get those final kills going, it's now around going to the side of AGM after losing 3 in a row. And they now put themselves on that 4-6 score, right? Yeah, match points.
Yeah, back to that match point scenario.
Yeah. So, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say it was a difficult position to find themselves in as the attackers. I'm wondering if that last technical timeout kind of played into that, right? We saw a little bit of the op swaps as they were kind of talking through their strategy, and it was only the swap onto Wamai, but.
Mm-hmm.
It was another secured win and put them on a match point. Now, attacking team's got to be perfect for 2, or this thing is over, Bose.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation to be in. I mean, they have been doing well on the offense, and they have only lost 1 round right now, so there's still a good chance there's more where that came from. But for now, again, yeah, it's starting to look like a longer timeout as I'm hearing it. So going to be about 3 minutes, so a bit longer. But again, this is the timeout that kind of threw Wii Sports out of the momentum they had potentially, and maybe also gave AGM a timeout to talk about how to counter Wii Sports, as they just managed to win the previous rounds. But yeah, this timeout, it might not work well for Wii Sports.
Yeah, no kidding. Or maybe it is. Maybe it's exactly they said, you know what, that didn't go the way we wanted. Let's just do it one more time, and then when we come back, we're going to be on fire.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, this is the potential to go, right? We've talked about the win percentages here: 71% and 67%. So these teams are pretty equally matched. I have no doubts that the attack team could get active here for these last 2 rounds and send us to OT.
Yeah, bro. I mean, one thing that we know, we need to go to meeting hall kitchen. That's the bomb set that's currently locked in. It's not. I mean, it's meeting hall kitchen. Like they could have gone for kitchen dining as well, but meeting kitchen tends to be the most favorite bomb site, but it's also the least favorite bomb site from the 3 that are being played here by the side of AGM. So if Wii Sports has a good chance of winning yet another attacking bomb site, then this will be the one. So it might just become a 5-6, and then Wii Sports only 1 round away from them denying the match point and bringing this match to overtime, the first overtime of round 3 of the Swiss brackets. So yeah, this is a good chance for them as well to do it.
Yeah, and you said it, kitchen dining. That is just a terrible bomb site for the attacker. And we did the co-stream here for the Atlanta Major, and we got to know that the stats came in that kitchen dining had almost 100% win rate for the attackers. 100%. Yeah, so it's definitely a site that you don't want to be put on as the defenders. Going to see that kitchen meeting, and you're going to see it set up very similar to the way that we see 2F, right? They're going to have that verticality in play. They're going to block off those barricades. Potentially on the attacker side of it, generally we see them go for a thermite OSA, right? Get those Talon shields set up on the back of that stage. Get the Talon shields set up at the top of the tower into attic, and then get yourself set up for an execute. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case here, but already look at this. We saw a couple of switches on the defense, which is what we saw on this first tactical timeout. So showed a couple of players. Mozzie was on the board. They switched him out. And I'm not sure if that's what gave the win on that last round or if it was just the pure skill of it. But I would say it probably didn't hurt. And we're going to see it here again.
Yeah, so with a 4-6 score, we're now resuming this match after a short break of about 3 minutes. And of course, it's still hidden members of AGM on the defense, where we're now going to kitchen meeting. Wii Sports going for the attack. They have won two attacking rounds, 3 attacking rounds in a row, right? Or two attacking
Two.
rounds
Yep.
before, and only lost one so far. So technically, the offense is looking good for them. The question is, will they be able to get more, and will they be able to bring things a little bit closer? I can see the defenders just setting up here the defensive setup. Of course, the top floor is going to play an important role, as the defenders can deny from above. But at the same time, if the attackers end up getting control over the top floor, they can make it very difficult to play on site for the defenders.
Yeah, I love the castle play here, right? Bring out the castle to help funnel that attacking team into where you want them to go. And that's a great way to set the pace here for the defenses there on that match point scenario. But here we go. Amaru, mostly we see her going up top using that hook to gain that vertical advantage quickly, but instead looking from below on the hatch. This could be a huge kill if somebody goes close and doesn't expect it. And look at this. They are getting so close to getting into a position where they're going to get spotted out and killed by this Amaru who's waiting below. And now Castle starting to feel a bit of the pressure from all directions here. Soul's top on the roam. And here we go. Thermite going to start opening it up into this back wall, but it's going to be the bandit trick. Now it gets taken down. Ash pushing in. That's going to be body bounce tipped in favor of the attackers yet again. Let's go.
A flank coming up from the smoke in this case, shutting down Afla, taking out the Ash, was in a crucial position to prevent any flanks from happening. Quake now in a strong position to deny any potential plant or entry towards the bomb site. And with also the Amaru now relocating herself, she will be joining the others as well. Quake getting damaged quite a bit by a nade, just thrown a little bit off. Otherwise, he would have been taken care of. With a 4 versus 4, we're now approaching the final 1.5 minute mark, where Larry just got the kill on Hiskey, bringing things to a 3 versus 4.
Yep, putting him at that double-digit kill mark now, putting him at 10 kills. Oh, it's Amaru pushing in, taking the shots on Sandbag. Does find Southers. He gets taken off the board, evening up that body bounce. Finds a second now. Oh, my Lord. Getting active and goes into the pro position to try to save their life. And now into a 3v1. It's all on the shoulders of Apex, who's going to get smoked off the board.
Yeah, Wii Sports showing that they still got it. They still have it going. They can still win those attacking rounds, which they unfortunately just lost the previous one. But they now have brought us 1 round closer to a potential overtime. It's a 5-6 score. This upcoming round is going to tell us a lot. Either we're going to have a victor, which then would be AGM with a 5-7 score, or we are going to overtime and going to get up to 3 rounds more, of which the team will need to win 2 to be victorious. A beautiful match, the closest match so far for today. And I mean, I'm hoping for Wii Sports to win this round, just to get overtime, not because I favor them, just to get overtime for at least one time this
we
round.
don't want the siege to be over, right? We want to keep going. Give us some more, baby. Take us into OT and really give us the barn burner and the best of one. Woo-wee. 1 had to be perfect for, what was it, 3? Had to be perfect for 3, and now find themselves 1 away from tying up the scoreline. This is an epic battle, a back and forth, and we go back up to 2F to try to take this site on again. To do so, defense going to be bringing out that intel. Valkyrie on the board. Look for that C4 from below. Orcs on the roam. The fastest man alive, both vertically and horizontally. Great for that roam game. Goyo to slow him down, and a little projectile, the Nai in the Wamai. It's going to be fairly similar on the attacking side of it. And just want to highlight here 2 members of the attacking team sitting in that double-digit kills.
Yeah, kills, high amount of kills, especially what you get when the rounds are going further up and the match is starting to take longer. But those amount of kills could even increase even further if we are going to see the overtime, and that really depends on this round. It depends on Wii Sports if they will be able to be victorious during this round or not. And they are getting ready. They need to be careful, however, for the Valkyrie playing fairly aggressively there in Master Bedroom. But as she indeed was kind of anticipated, she's now falling back to side. And we'll be able to assist the teammates there a bit further. Quake here, near rear stage. One of the lines of defense, just waiting for a bit of a surprise attack. But getting drawn out, unfortunately, and will likely fall back now as well.
Yeah, and still having his presence there, what that's going to do, it's going to slow down this attacking team because now they got to take the time to get another drone in there and to really suss out if he's up there playing it or not. But they can't leave it unguarded, especially because it's Oryx. Oryx now off the board as we say it. Gridlock going to fall, and now body bounce tipped in favor of the defense, and it is not looking good for this attacking team. But there's plenty of time still left on the board to suss out where the heck these defenders are, and it's going to be Amaru trying to take some of the early engagement here.
Yeah, AGM in a good situation to potentially finish this map right now, and once and for all, they have the man advantage, but they only have one more compared to their opponent. Ace charges are coming up, meaning some walls are being opened up, and also Amaru seems to be aware of the position of Sutter, even though he's now deciding to go for the ignoring, but finds another player on the flank. Vapex being taken care of. It's now 3 versus 3, and still a Maida on the flank, while the other two attackers are working their way towards the bomb site itself. Sutter going for the flank, getting ready for potential flank from behind him. Might find Amaru was not paying attention, and he will likely know he will not find the kill. And unfortunately, with that, and a great response from Weedy, who's immediately getting refragged by Mankai, bringing us to a 2 versus 2 with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so Goyo canisters rain fire upon the floor as Flores is taking a peek inside of sight. He's going to send a Rotero in, but not going to get very far as that mute jammer going to shut it down. And still got another Goyo to put him off. That takes an incredible amount of time. Unfortunate, too. Goyo's off the board.
Yeah,
still into that. Go ahead.
Oh, very valuable mute jammer there indeed. Talking about mute, he's getting damaged quite a bit, but still staying alive, still in place, still with a C4, where he can make himself useful. Goyo Kansas getting popped once more, doing loads of damage there on Flores himself, but then he gets a kill nonetheless on Larry, who was extremely low on HP. Mankai, the only defender left standing, the only one who can still secure the win right now here for AGM. He needs to find 2 kills, but unfortunately gets taken out by the Flores, meaning it's another round win here for Esports, putting the score on 6-6. Overtime for match points denied, overtime secured.
Let's go. This is exactly what we want for the last game of Siege. A battle back and forth, a barn burner, a battle of attrition, and we're going to see it. And it's going to see, oh man, and they're going to be back onto the defense here. Let's see how this works out. It seems that the attacking side, of course, did pretty well on both sides of the board. It's a bunker war time.
Yeah, 3 more rounds, or maximum 3 more rounds, at least 2 more rounds for this game. And indeed, it's going to be Wii Sports on attack, meaning they will get 2 attacking rounds where the members of AGM will only get 1. And if we look back at the history of this map, it has been 4 rounds of attack for each team. So technically, Wii Sports should have a bit of an advantage here, but we know how overtimes go. Those can be extremely unpredictable, and it's hard to say which team is really in the real advantage here.
Oh yeah, man. And this is where the excitement happens, right? This is where the mistakes happen. These people have been playing Siege all day, scrims, ranked, team bonding, theory sessions, and now we're finally coming to the precipice, and it's the overtime. So it's going to be which team is going to make that first mistake, right? Which team is going to overswing? Which team is not going to drone the right corner and miss drone and get caught on the flank? And that's going to be what's going to decide this round.
This is already getting me excited for the grand finals, which are happening in about 7 weeks from now, like by the end of January, where we again will have that unlimited overtime going. Of course, unlimited overtime is not a thing right now. 3 rounds is the max, but for those finals, I hope we will see it at least once. But of course, it's still some time away.
Yep, and plenty of good teams to get there. ESA bringing the heat, man. Okay, here's a fun pick. We got the Glass on the board. Boy, I love that call. Hold down on that bunker, get that long range, pull the trigger, and just hope for the best as it shoots straight past towards pillar.
A Glass operator we don't see too often, but do sometimes see, but rarely. And I'm very curious to see how we will see him in action. Has brought his own smoke canisters, which of course he can use very well with his thermal scope. So I would love to see him in action. I hope that we will see him in action. But for now, the attackers need to make a proper entry. I think every single defender is mostly playing downstairs. I think I'm counting at least 4, yeah, but 1 playing on those back stairs. So attackers are getting loads of free space to open up those hatches and put themselves in the right position to push the bomb site below. So for now, attackers just mostly positioning themselves.
Yeah, getting a lot of that real estate eaten up here as they made their way into meeting hall. Going to start getting ready to take on those hatches. They do have to deal with the Cade. Of course, they brought the perfect accompaniment. Thatcher on the board to help secure that vertical presence, and maybe we see that's where the Grim gets active, starts spreading in those bees, and then it's a couple of wall bangs from the glass. I don't know. I love the combo moves being brought out recently. Here's the first engagement. It's going to be Vapex taking. Oh my lord! I'm not going to see any Grim action as he's going to get ripped off the board. Get body balance over to the defense here immediately.
Yeah, more and more hatches are being opened up, so more layers of defensive material are being peeled off from the defensive side of AGM. Attackers, however, getting closer. Ribana panels being shot at those mirror windows. The question is to what extent they can be saved. Yeah, we can see one player working his way towards the freezer hallway, but with the smoke cannons coming out, he can unfortunately not see those cannons. So I'm not sure whether the mirror window has been opened up. Larry with a kill, a 3 versus 5 right now, 40 seconds remaining. Glass in action with the thermoscope, and he finds almost one, but there's the other player with also some thermal visibility, which of course is the Warden. Finds the glass, how ironic, and now it's 2 versus 5.
Yeah, and he's going to look back at that VOD too and see that he put it right on the cursor, or his cursor right on the dome pieces, and he's gonna not be happy with himself for not pulling the trigger. Ooh, finds one L85 coming alive. I love that gun. It deals excessive damage, and being in a 1v4 situation is definitely one I want to have on my side. It's going to be Phantom taking the swing hit. He's still got to deal with these mirrors, so really caught between a rock and a hard place. 8 seconds left, and we can write this one. Oh, off.
Yeah, and with this round coming to an end, it's once again AGM finding themselves on match point for this map. Once again, do or die situation for Wii Sports. With maximum 2 more rounds to go. They need to win 2 rounds in a row to win this map in their favor. While AGM, for the upcoming 2 rounds, will be on match points. AGM just needing 1 round to end this match with a 6-8, and that's what they will be looking to do. And they will now be playing on the attacking side, which again should favor them. But it has been some time since they were playing as the attacking team, though.
Yeah, okay, here we go. It's going to be a battle of the bunker war, right? We're going to switch back and forth. It's going to be amazing. It's one of my favorite things to do, too. The warm-up for rank, the warm-up for comp. It's the bunker wars, and we're seeing some fun strats being brought out here. On the side of the defense, it's going to be second verse, same as the first. All the same operators, you know them, you've seen them. Now we just got to see what they can do. Now, are they going to hold to that traditional bunker down strat that they've been using so far, or are we going to see a little bit of flexibility here? We're going to see a little bit of adaptiveness and maybe a bit of a roam game. Try to get an early entry pick. Got to have your trust in yourself to take some of those engagements.
Yeah, with the last bits of defensive setup now being prepared for this potential final round, it's Wii Sports, of course, praying that they will have yet another successful defensive round, of which they only had 2 so far. While the members of AGM, of course, are in a fairly good position as they won 4 attacking rounds so far. So all eyes focus here on Wii Sports, who now are down 1 point and could still stay in the game for at least one more round if they manage to win this one. So let's see how they do.
Yep. And it's same exact setup, right? This is a practice strat here by the attacking team. Get the Twitch active down in the bunker area. Try to get some of these mirrors opened up. As you've, of course, seen all match how these have been so devastating. And they are just getting all that first floor real estate for free.
And various attackers are already having some proper control. Every single defender playing downstairs once more. So full control over all the other levels of this map for the attacking team, allowing them to position themselves into the right places, for Hibana to open up some of those hatches, and for the attackers also to destroy various bits of utility to make it easier to go for and push onto the bomb site itself.
Yeah, highlight Hibana here, sitting at that 14-9, just having an absolute banger game. Oh, shots on the pillar, not going to connect. It's going to be the pre-fire, not also going to find anything through that soft breach. Holding on to that angle, and here we go. Hatch was opened up, and they, of course, are going to start opening up that kill zone onto where Weedy is. Maybe throw a grenade in there. They did get that cooked grenade down there last time that was absolutely devastating, but this is the shotgun ready to take the shots this time. Look at him creeping up. It's going to be the swing, and he's going to find him. Now that's going to be body bounce tipped in favor. Oh, nobody as it gets tied up. Vapex finding one. The F2 getting... finding a kill, now taking a body bounce tip back in favor of the attacking team, and this is looking pretty good now. They've got the vertical, they've got the cross set up, they now have dealt with the Goyo, the FNG ringing out and claiming his life. And it's looking like a tough situation here for this defense. Now into a 1v4. Bows, this could be it. Plant's starting to go down. Now, they did get it down. That's going to be Twitch. Got to find one here. And he's going to take the gridlock. Fire's going to start ringing out. C4 to send it over. Not going to capitalize on it. And it's too little. It's too late. Attacking team going to get in and find that round. And that is going to be the end of it. Match over.
Yeah, very unfortunate round there for the side of WeSport, just getting a little bit too aggressive at some points, but a great round there from AGM, securing that final point that they needed for various times already. I mean, this is the second time they were on match point, of course, and now finally they secured that win that they were looking for.
Yeah, man. That was definitely an exciting match on Oregon. And we generally make goofs about how often we see it, but man, when it gets to a match like that, honestly, I'm happy to be here for it. That was an absolute banger battle.
It was indeed a very lovely match, and this concludes the mid matches here for the third week of ESA Cup Stage 2. We now know which teams for yesterday and for today have won or lost, which teams have already progressed to the finals, like the next stage, or which teams will play another promotion match next week. But also know some of the teams that will need to play an elimination match next week. Like as you can see here right now, of course, not every single position has been decided yet, as there's still some matches to be played tomorrow and on Thursday. So for right now, the logos have just been placed right above the position where they will be playing at. But for the 2-1, all have been decided. We will have LDL versus AGM. We will have I just quickly lost the visual. They are all shown on the screen. Seventh Esports versus Mafia Squad, and the Flawless 7, versus Mafia Squad, and E-Wave versus Minions. But then still 7 Esports, Wii Sports, Zach Gaming, and Windows Key to be decided where they play, because those will depend on which teams of Tracker Clan versus Aspire and Cosma versus MVG will be victorious or not.
Yes, excellent. Man, I'm sad to see it go, but as the curtains fall on this stage 2 here in the ESA Cup Swiss stage, the virtual landscape is aglow with the aftermath of the intense classes that we just watched. The contenders have been digitally sparring and weaving their own narrative, and now the next stage, we're going to potentially see those elimination, well, not potentially, we're going to see them. Elimination matches come up.
Yes.
It's do or die now coming up, and that is where the excitement starts to come in, where it's all on the line. Who's going to rise up to the top? I'm extremely excited for it.
Yeah, best of 3 matches, something I'm also very excited for, because I will be back here tomorrow with Nash to cast the very first one, which is going to be Tracker Clan versus Aspire. So that will be the first match of tomorrow. But then also on Thursday, we will have the final elimination match of the third week as well, which is going to be Cosma Gaming versus MVG, which will be cast by Pasta and Pubble. So that's basically it for tonight's Whiskey. Unless you have some final words, we can wish everyone a very good evening.
Yeah, well, hey, it was an absolute blast as always. Big shout out to the ESA Cup for putting on such a great tournament. Huge shout out to the production and Observer, just absolutely goated in the game. Some of my favorite people to work with. Bose, it's always a pleasure to get to sit beside you on the desk and cast some exciting rounds of Siege. But alas, the day is over. We are done with it. So, my friends, as always, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, my friends. Check us out tomorrow on the ESA.
Have a good evening, everyone. Bye-bye.